Do not invest in Dubai real estate until you watch this podcast. I'm being absolutely serious. Whether you are a developer, an investor, or an end consumer, someone who's buying the property for themselves, do not invest until you watch this all the way to the end. There were so many gems, so many secret, hidden insights from guys that have been operating in the real estate space here at a very high level for years, decades of experience. And honestly, I've never ever heard these type of insights before. So I urge you and I implore you, watch this all the way to the end. Right now, there's a lot of questions. Is the market going to crash? If it is, or even if it isn't, what are the places where we should buy? Should we get in at a developer level? Should we get in at an off-plan level? All these different questions that you guys have, things that you might have been sold, things you might have been heard. You're going to get so many different perspectives. And what happens is the conversation, just so you know, it gets a bit messy, but it starts to even out and become very clear by the end. So it is a bit of a long segment, but it's so juicy and it's so valuable. And it's my hope, inshallah ta'ala, that you will either save money or make money if you take these insights and apply them in your investment journey in the real estate space here in Dubai. So if you start it, watch it all the way to the end, and do not invest in this city until you've watched it. And this disclaimer applies for the first quarter of 2026, because I do not know what's going to happen in Q2. With that said, let's get into it, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Cave Podcast. This is your entrepreneurship and investment podcast in line with Islamic values and Islamic morals. Welcome back.
I like the intro, Sheikh.
Yeah.
Something was new there.
The energy.
New flavor.
New flavor.
You got to switch it up every now and again.
Yeah, it's because of the new Kandura. That's
New
why.
Kandura,
New color, new color, new you.
You got to keep them on their toes, you know. You got to keep them guessing. Where are we going to come from?
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, today we have a very, very interesting episode. I actually think this is going to be very beneficial.
It is.
So, one of the main things that we're going to go through today is help you guys to understand the real estate market cycles, right? A lot of people, when it comes to investing in real estate, are doing things on the back of speculation. Today, I stand amongst giants in the real estate space. They're going to break down to you exactly how the real estate cycle works so you can make informed, educated decisions about investing in Sakina developments.
No.
He didn't say that.
Anywhere.
He didn't say that. Investing anywhere, of course,
Yeah.
of course. Point being is that so you can make educated decisions about when you should place your money in the real estate market.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna fail, or are you likely to make money, right? All of that insight is going to come, inshallah ta'ala, from our panel. We're going to talk about this whole interest rate thing in America, man.
Yeah, very interesting.
It's going crazy. Trump's trying to cut interest rates. He's issued, or a criminal subpoena has been put out against the
Jerome Powell.
guy who's the head of the Fed.
Yes.
So we need to talk about that.
Unprecedented.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And it literally just seems like, well, people are saying that this is like a way to coerce
Yeah.
the head of the Fed to actually make decisions that are going to be not necessarily in line with what's beneficial for the economy. I mean, riba is not beneficial for the economy anyway. But anyway, we will also discuss sales remuneration, issue that I'm currently going through right now. So I want to actually have some questions for you guys. How do you actually set up structures for your sales team that are going to be fair, but also keep them motivated, right? And we'll also discuss building your own personal brand. And we'll talk about which platforms we should be focusing on when it comes to social media. And should we be building a personal brand in the first place? And if so, which platforms are the best? Now, with that said, as you guys know, we have a network of high net worth slaves of Allah Azza wa Jal, investors and entrepreneurs. And the network is growing week in, week out. Alhamdulillah, in fact, just this past week, we onboarded some whales. Like, for lack of a better term, you know. Alhamdulillah, we have an event tomorrow. We literally hired out one of the best restaurants in all of Dubai, or a part of it. It's called The Farm in Al Baradi. We literally hired out a section of that restaurant for our guys. We have members that are flying in from the US, from the UK, wanting to honor them. We have our new members. So, you know, we do these regular meetups monthly. Every single month, we have facilitator that will actually facilitate deals and connections between you and the members inside of the network. Alhamdulillah, we have a Telegram channel where everyone meets and then they connect and so on and so forth. So if you guys are interested in joining this network, you've got to apply. As long as you're doing at least 7 figures annually net, click the link below, inshallah, and apply. And I will play you a video from a vlog that's coming out in a couple of days so you can see exactly what you're missing out on. Assalamu alaikum. Let me give you a sneak peek in this video to what it looks like inside of our ultra high net worth network of Muslim entrepreneurs and investors. We're going to be on a yacht where we've got guys from industries like defense tech, automotive, tax lawyers. Then we move all the way over to a secret apartment where we held an event to celebrate one of our members from London that came to visit, and we gave him some unreasonable hospitality. And then we end on the desert, a night where we had all the members from our network that are here in the region invited for a great night of food, networking, deals, connection, and inspiration. This vlog is something that you do not want to miss out on, especially if you fall into that high net worth category. You're a Muslim entrepreneur, investor who's looking to be around these type of people. Today you get a taste, inshallah ta'ala. Let's go. Okay. With that said, guys, as is our routine now, we always start off by remembering Allah Azza wa Jalla and having a lesson or a reflection that, will ground us in terms of our deen and our spirituality. So this week, or at least the last couple of days, a surah that I've been sitting with is Surah Al-Fussilat, right? Which is an amazing surah in the Quran. And there was just like 2 things I wanted to share with you guys that I think are very beneficial. I shared one of them with Sam actually the other day, and like for me personally, like it was truly impactful. So look, as entrepreneurs, as businessmen, as investors, we come into problems with people, right? Come into contact with people that we're gonna have issues with. Usually, money creates problems between people, or work, or commitments, or whatever have you. So you might have someone that you hired that you fired now who's upset with you. Maybe it was a business dealing that you have with someone, a partnership. Things go left, things go wrong. People break up over family members because of this type of stuff. People do bad. And then what happens? You, in return, don't really have a great relationship with them. So there's an ayah in the Quran that really, impacted me over the last couple of days. And I've been reflecting of it like a lot, like literally every single day. So I want to share it with you guys. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ. Allah says that good and bad are not the same, right? If someone's done bad to you, it's not the same as someone who's done good to you. Who's done good to you. Now, if someone's done bad to you, what are you allowed to do?
Do bad.
You're allowed to basically do equal back to them, right? Someone like punches me, technically I can punch them back, right? If someone like says something to me, really, I can do the same back to them. Like, it's permissible to do that, right? But Allah Azza wa Jalla gives you a higher road here. And He's giving a higher road to the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, by extension us. Allah says, idfa' billati hiya ahsan. Allah says, push away the evil that someone does to you with that which is
excellent.
Excellent, that which is better. So remember, right? There's what I'm allowed to do is what? Return. Then there's, I can do good to you. Hasan. Allah didn't say do good. Allah said do Ahsan. Do the best. Do the best back to them. Do excellence to them. And then Allah said, فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. The one that was your enemy, the one that you and him had enmity between you, suddenly he becomes waliyyun hamim. It becomes one of your closest friends and allies. You know why this is amazing? Allah Azza wa Jalla has given us the antidote to all of the problems that we have with our enemies. This is literally the secret to turn your enemies what? Into friends. And the only thing that gets in the way is? Pride is ego. And perhaps that's why immediately after, because Allah Azza wa Jalla is acknowledging this is not easy, right? Think about it. Someone was rude to you, someone disrespect you, someone violate you. He's an enemy. He's an enemy. It's not bad. He's an enemy. The one that you and him have enmity between you. The only thing between you and him carrying on this war and it ending and you becoming best friends is you putting your ego to the side and saying, I'm going to be excellent with you. But no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to subjugate myself to that. Allah says this is not easy. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا. This is not something that people can do unless they are practicing patience. Is it just patience that's required? وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ. No one can do this unless they're patient. No one can do this unless they've been given a mighty portion of manners. This is for the people who have the best of manners. And this is a reminder now, because some of you might think, okay, cool, I've got an enemy, I'm going to try and make things, I'm going to try to do ihsan to him, I'm going to try and improve my relationship with him, right? Don't think that guy is just going to be like, oh wow, I'm your best friend, I'm just going to, no. You require sabr. He might say something rude back, he might even question your sincerity. But when it finally hits, you know what's amazing? Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, the fa here is called fa al-fujaiyah. You know what that means? It happens instantly. All of a sudden. What happens? This guy, he becomes a close friend. فَإِذَا الَّذِي. The moment you come to him with excellence, he becomes your best friend. Now, I recently decided to go and check out 48 Laws of Power. So I listened to an audiobook, I think last year, or year before actually. And this year I said, you know what, I actually want to go through the book. Because I was really affected by how sinister the book was the first time I read it. I was like, I can't implement any of this stuff. Right? But then I was like,
he gives you the reverse rule for each.
He does, right? But I was like, I want to use it. But this requires it to be evil. Then I said to myself, you know what? I was like, I remember there was good in the book. I've got to be able to strip away like the evil. So I said, let me go back to it. So as I was reading, I was like, you know what? The book don't mention this type of stuff. Like, yeah, I can do all these little strategies and tactics to pull one over on my enemy. But Allah is saying, just be good to people. And it can solve the problem. Anyway, there's other issues that I had to share, but I won't make it long.
The best person that put this in practice was the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius in his book. If you read it, Meditations, he actually talks exactly about that. He puts it in practice.
Interesting.
And
also, the Prophet put it in practice.
Yeah,
like the Prophet when he came to Mecca, these people had tried to kill him. They killed many of his companions. They literally went to war. They slaughtered the Muslims. They boycotted the Muslims. They drove them out their own lands. The Prophet came into Mecca doing sujood on top of his riding beast. Like imagine, he came in humble, and he came in and he said, "La tathriba alaykum al-yawm," which is what Yusuf said to his brothers. Yusuf said to his brothers, he didn't say, "I forgive you." He said, "There's no blame on you." There's no blame on you. As in, you didn't do anything wrong in the first place. So the Prophet comes into Mecca, conqueror. Like, he came in so strong with an army of 10,000 men, they didn't even try to fight him. And he said, no blame on any of you today. Everyone who finds shelter in his house or the house of Abu Sufyan, is free, he's forgiven. And guess what? A couple of days later, you know what happened? They not only accepted Islam, they went and joined the Battle of Hunayn. They literally are going, we're going to go and fight right next to you, Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So yeah, prophets, man, they applied it very well. So point being is that it's powerful stuff, man. Like even in Surah Ali Imran, when the Prophet was struck in the head, and he made dua against some of the men of Quraysh, like Suhail ibn Amr and a couple of others. He said, Allahumma al'an fulanan wa fulanan wa fulana. Oh, Allah curse this man and this man and this man. Imagine, bro, like 15 years of hardship with these guys. They're trying to kill you. Now they actually strike you and then they kill your uncle. They kill your, one of your close companions, Musa ibn Umayr. Like finally, the Prophet made dua against them. And Allah said, Laysa laka min al-amri shay, Mohamed. You have no say in this matter. It's not for you to, curse these people and so on and so forth. And guess what? All of them became Muslim. So all of them ended up becoming Muslim. Right? So it's about being good to people. So do that, man. If someone has a bad dealing with you in terms of, whatever it is that you're doing, just, bro, forgive them.
In business, we always face these type of issues. Yeah.
Always face it. Always face it. If you're thinking of investing in real estate right now, it's risky because of all the issues that are going on in the world. The real estate market is volatile and at risk. Unless you're thinking of investing in Dubai. Whatever happens around the world, with Allah's permission, His fadl, alhamdulillah, Dubai real estate market keeps on thriving. Brother Sam Amin, one of the members of this panel, you guys have seen him before, Sakina Developments, $150 million in assets under management, is doing his second development project here in Majan. Now, here's the really cool thing. From an allocation perspective, from a fundraising perspective, this project is almost at the finish line. There is only 3 million dirham left to raise. Now, here's why you should get in now in my humble opinion, before this window closes. 2 reasons. Number 1, the second project that's ready is not going to give you 50% returns, inshallah ta'ala. The returns are going to be good, they're going to be healthy, it's going to be safe, it's going to be secure, inshallah ta'ala, but it won't be as good as this one right here. The second thing is that future investment opportunities are going to be prioritized for guys that are already invested in this particular project. They're going to get the first option to be able to invest. And when they see those gains coming back, inshallah ta'ala, they're going to be very motivated to deploy their capital again, as has happened for Sam historically in the US, alhamdulillah. His investors have become millionaires. Some of them were just middle-class folks that have now become extremely wealthy, Allah barik, on the back of investing, and there's no riba involved. So right now, if you are considering investing in real estate and you don't want to deal with the risks and the stress of the real estate market around the world due to all of this, the terrible things that are taking place, Dubai is thriving. And Sam is providing you a riba-free opportunity, alhamdulillah, with 50% returns. There's only 3 million dirham left. Only 3 million dirham left. They've already raised the overwhelming majority. So you can get involved now. At the link below, apply to speak with one of his team members, inshallah. And hopefully Allah puts barakah in this for you and, it's successful. With that said, may Allah bless you. Let's get back to the podcast. Tayyib, let's go, man. So people want to know where they should put their money. Real estate market. What's the cycle? Are we in a bubble? Will we lose our money if we invest? Break it down to us.
I mean, it depends when and where and how and with who. And
Okay, so look, we're dumb, we're stupid, or I am.
Yeah.
What on earth is a real estate cycle? And you guys chip in at any time. I'm actually here to learn. Like this is my own personal mastermind.
I was gonna say this whole podcast I'm here to learn. Like once you mentioned the topics, I was like, man, I just want to watch this podcast.
I mean, the real estate cycle. First of all, it's considered an 18-year real estate cycle.
Do you have a graph or diagram?
Yeah, I do. Like it's
okay. I'll put it on screen.
It's this one. So this was popularized by a guy called Homer Hoyt. He's a very famous American economist that basically, back in the day, did a study in Chicago and analyzed the real estate from 1830 till 1930. So imagine, he analyzed for a whole century, 100 years, back when there was
no AI,
no AI, no computers, nothing. But I'm guessing he was just a nerd, or maybe he was autistic. I don't know. Like he just
sat down.
Yeah. He just sat down and analyzed data for 100 years. I mean, you have to be a bit, to do that when you have literally nothing. And basically, he came up with the conclusion that it's an 18-year cycle for real estate, in which basically includes, it's divided into 4 phases. And I'll send you the stuff that later on so you can post it as images. It's basically phase 1, the recovery, when there is low interest rate, cheap credit. And then phase 2, it's an expansion, when the credit increases, the speculation increases, the land start to increase. Phase 3 is called peak. So that's when the interest rate starts to rise again and the credit tightens, and then the land prices start to detach from the fundamentals. And then phase 4 is the crash. So that's when the liquidity basically disappears and land value collapse. And then the depression, phase 5.
Okay.
So it's 5 phases. And what's very interesting is that if you apply that in history, it's actually really almost 18 years.
You mean since 1930s till now?
I mean, pretty much. I mean, it's divided basically in different categories, but more or less the same.
Okay.
So it's always following the same kind of like cycle. But what's more interesting is that what happens is right now with everything that's changing, and especially with the technology, and if you think about it in terms of how that applies to Dubai, for example, because that's really kind of what our target audience is to sort of attract investments here, is that I took that and I started applying that to the cycles that happen in Dubai.
Interesting.
And it comes back almost exactly to a podcast that me and brother Sam had the other day, is that how everything is halved here. So what takes 18 years in the US is almost 9 years here in Dubai. Why is that? Is because everything here is almost double the speed. So the reaction to the interest rates being up and down is almost immediate. The permits, zoning, everything, infrastructure here is almost double the speed. So you'll notice that when these cycles happen, in Dubai, it's almost 9 years. And if we assume that the cycle here began post-COVID, so 2021, 2022.
That was a new cycle.
That was the beginning of the cycle that we're currently in. It almost exactly gives the conclusion that I had the other day, or my own analysis based on my friends in the industry, that the next, let's say, I'm not going to say collapse, but let's say the saturation. The correction is going to happen in between 2028 and 2030 here.
So there's still time.
To get in and make money. Still time. I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. You have to get in and get out also at the right time.
Okay.
You know? So and also depends you get in where. So if you get in secondary market, you're already buying at high. But if you get in with an investor like Sakina, for example, or any other
developer,
you're getting in first dips. So you're getting in the beginning. So it's a different ballgame, because that guy in the secondary market, he's already selling you with
his risk is already priced in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So this is why I freaking hate most of real estate agents here in Dubai. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, these people are just selling and coming out with crap that it should not be allowed.
You just pissed off half of Dubai residents.
But, bro, I don't care. Because
half of them are real estate agents.
Maybe I don't care. I do not care. Just like I don't care about the crypto boys. And that's mainly because they are misleading the people. You cannot make money easily in real estate. You have to understand the cycle, and you have to understand when to get in and when to get out, and who to get in with and how you're going to get out. So like we said, if you're going to get in with a real estate developer directly, it's a very different ballgame than when you get in and you buy it from the secondary market.
So I just want to break this down in dumb terms.
Yeah.
So secondary market is all those people that say, hey, I'm going to invest in real estate, i.e. they go and buy a property.
Yes.
And investing with an investor is basically going to a person and saying, hey, listen, you're going to build this from the bottom up, and I'm going to give you X amount of money.
Yeah.
You're going to put this towards the project, and then we're going to break bread after.
Exactly. So they'll make money at the exit.
I think just to clarify that, secondary is more ready, what's available, so they can buy and rent it out immediately or move in if themselves. And primary or off plan is where it's from the ground up.
No, that I would also put off plan. Also, I can also categorize it under secondary. Why? Because the secondary could be a unit that's ready. And basically, a secondary, in simple terms, is buying it from someone.
A resale.
Yeah. Already that has bought it. So you're buying it from someone else. And if you're buying it directly from the developer,
they flip off plans.
Yeah, he's already made his money, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So off plan resale is secondary, but off plan
for that definition, for this definition that Mohamed is trying to establish, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you agree with this?
Yeah.
Because you saw off plan.
So the market, as he says, for the point he's trying to make it. For the point he's trying to drive, I would agree with the thesis, but I think a better term would then be resale, rather than secondary.
So you don't do resale?
No, we do. But the principle is that someone else has already made the money, so it is much riskier.
Yeah. So the idea is that...
And let him complete. I'll
okay. So the idea is that the reason why it's so important right now is because you need to understand that by default, by logic of economics, and as Ray Dalio and all famous economists said, nothing goes upwards in perpetuity.
Yes.
It just doesn't make sense.
That which goes up must come down.
It just doesn't make sense. At some point, something's got to give.
Gravity.
Something's got to give, whatever it is. It could be, usually, obviously, it's supply and demand, or something abnormal like COVID, whatever it is.
Black swan.
Yeah. So
human nature or black swan, literally.
Exactly. So the point is that if you're going to get into real estate, you also have to understand, you really need to understand supply and demand. And if you're a real estate agent and whoever is advising you in real estate is not giving you data and is not talking data, avoid him at any cost. Because that means he's just trying to sell you something without really understanding what the market is. Because there is going to come a point where the supply is going to beat the demand. Simple terms. Whatever is coming in supply right now in Dubai is not keeping up with the population growth. Does that mean that it's not a good real estate investment? No. It just means that you really need to be very conscious of what you're buying and where you're buying. And you can still make money even in the correction, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You have to time it. You have to time it. And the most important driver of any good real estate investment is land price, without a doubt. Land price. Because it's the one component that you cannot do anything about.
Okay, we're going to come to land price.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot that you mentioned that I want to unpackage. I want
Sure,
to unpackage
go ahead.
making money during a correction. I want to unpackage the land price thing. But I want you to cut back first.
Okay, so very interesting. I haven't done proper deep analysis like yourself.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I always had the Dubai market cycle at around 7 years. It's interesting you say 9, and if you've done the study and you have the data to back it up,
Yeah, I obsessed over it.
I will take your 9 years, which is not too far from my 7 years anyways. Dubai, but having said that, I agree the last cycle would have started in 2021, 22.
Because that's when a lot of money, capital was flowing.
I do see the one nuance. So I agree the market is very hot at the moment. My personal perspective, the market is overpriced presently.
It's the highest price index since 2014 at the moment. Highest.
So I'd agree with your thesis on or your alert to be very careful who you're dealing with, what you're buying, where you're buying, and if you're buying what you said, resale, I would go as far as saying, I guarantee you, if you buy resale today at market price, I guarantee in the next couple of years, you're going to lose money.
Oh, 1,000%.
Because it's overpriced.
It's overpriced.
Yeah. Depends where, depends with who, depends.
As I said, at market. So you can get a good deal.
Is this a rule of thumb? Because these are my people.
Yes.
Right? In the sense where we're ignorant.
They understand Sheikh Imran's language.
Yeah, we're ignorant. We're ignorant. No. It's true. It's a matter of fact. Like we're from the hood. I know you're from the hood. Like, we're from the hood. Right. We're on the come up. So I just want to make sure I understand.
Right.
Some brothers got offended.
I know. So I was going to say, Paul, you offended half of the audience.
Sorry, guys. But you know what it is? But when they're with me, they all drop a little slang.
Yeah.
They all, hey, little bruv. You know, they all... Anyways, sorry. Look. But look, what I'm trying to ask is this, Sheikh. Yeah. Is that a principle now? Don't buy resale. I know there's always going to be exceptions, but let's just say that I'm not savvy enough to identify. Is this a healthy principle to keep in my mind, which is resale? I'm not after it.
So it's about timing, right? Mm-hmm. Right now in this period of time, because of the fundamentals that's happening, just to give you an example and to break down without going into a whole land debate, land in some areas have gone up to from 45 dirhams 18 months back to right now we're closing at around 300 dirhams.
Mm-hmm. In a year?
18 months.
Yeah, it's very possible.
So
that's 6x, almost. More than 6x.
Yeah.
So
6x, yeah.
all the classical signs of an overheated market, when the general public starts getting excited about any product, be it gold.
That's the time to get out.
Pack your bags and go, right? Mm-hmm. So but having said that, there's opportunity, but you got to take
there's always opportunity.
Opportunity, even in a correction, I'll come into this
even in the correction. That's why for us, for example, the way that we go ahead, Sheikh. I'll continue my point after.
So to answer your question clearly, right now, I would say I agree with him. Do not buy resale. When the cycle starts over, 100%. Second point you mentioned of 28 to 30, I see a lot of stock coming in. I'd say it a bit earlier. The one caveat to that could be geopolitics, but say in a normal market, I see a lot of stock coming in 27, I'd say this thing. But having said that, I'm very optimistic and I'm very confident that this cycle could prove us all wrong.
I'll tell you why.
The market has shifted, the amount of influx.
And I'll tell you why.
It's not normal. You'll have the data, you can go for that. So I don't think this would be a normal cycle.
When you say the influx, what do you mean?
I mean, people every day. You mentioned it a couple of days ago. What's the stat? A millionaire moved in every how many minutes?
From the UK specifically, every 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Every 40 minutes.
So that's not normal.
Yeah.
Right?
So
it would.
Dubai last year, I was shocked. Last year, official, was the most visited city in the entire world.
Yeah. I mean, Dubai Mall is the most visited building in the world.
On earth, yeah.
Let's go to Hajj, guys.
And I've never visited Dubai Mall yet.
So I'm assuming more
never
than...
in your life.
No shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, I haven't been to Dubai Mall.
No, bro.
You're a G. No, wallah, you're the kind of guy we need to give our money to. You know, a guy who's in Dubai, but he's not distracted by the glitz and the glamours. He's just buying land and building on it. His thing was, I would have gone to the land before it was built.
Yeah.
He probably dreams about what's the land like, the land price.
But I was with the gentleman who did the feasibility study. I told you,
Yes.
I told you about this last podcast,
Simon.
right?
Yeah,
Simon Townsend. Inshallah, when he's town, he's gonna come for next dinner.
Inshallah.
I mean, honestly, I can go on for hours, but like I'll obviously try to keep it simple and interesting for people. It's basically exactly what Sheikh said. I couldn't agree more. I mean, between me and him, plus or minus 2 years, which is really not much. It's nothing in terms of the overall cycle. Because that's the thing. Because right now, we are living, as Sheikh said, in a very, very, very exciting period. Is that there's a lot of things that are changing. And I'm going to make a prediction right here on the cave. You heard it here first.
Let's go.
Is that the next cycle, once tokenization is in full force, in full effect, it's going to be 4 to 5 years. So the next cycle is going to be half. It's going to be half because then you have real-time feedback, real-time supply and demand, real-time economics, and then everything is going to be global. So it's going to be all eyes on Dubai, and then it's going to be...
So then can one argue that the real estate market will become volatile?
No. It'll just be... Actually, if anything, it's going to become a lot more transparent, a lot more clear, because then if you're sitting in God knows where, you just open your phone and you can literally see every single transaction in real time and how it's affecting the real estate market in Dubai. So that the lag that was happening before that was producing the 18-year cycle in the US is going to be, even in the US, is going to be halved. So I would assume that the cycle in the US is going to be 9 years and the cycle in Dubai is going to be 4 to 6 years.
Sam, so you don't...
What do you think, brother?
Sorry. You don't do resale? You don't do resale?
I don't do.
You don't. So you don't invest in resale.
So I think we need to qualify what the brothers have said.
Go on.
I think they were both speaking to investors, right?
Yes.
Right. If you want to invest in real estate, right?
Exactly.
But if you are planning to buy a house, an apartment where you want to grow your family, I think it doesn't matter what's going to happen 2 years later, because I'm sure you're not going to stay in a property for 2 years. Doesn't matter what's going to happen in 2028 or 2030, because you're going to live there to basically nurture and grow your family. Exactly. You should be buying a house. Number one, buy something that you can actually afford with the payment plans, not stretch to impress someone that you don't like to begin with. Don't do that. Actually get something you can afford and be there. Actually grow your family there. Don't go with the trends and everything that every 3 years you need to, find a house and do this. You don't need to find a deal. Get the right developer, right construction quality, good neighborhood, good amenities, basically product fit for your family. Get in there, bro. Market cycles don't matter for you.
Exactly.
10 years, 12 years.
End user, 100%.
End user
because
doesn't matter.
It's for you.
It's for you. And you're using it. Actually, you're using it. So even the depreciation and everything, it doesn't really matter.
It's probably actually cheaper because the rent that you would have paid if you don't own the house is much higher than whatever installment you're paying for the house.
Absolutely. And if it's a 15-year cycle, of course, inshallah, it's going to appreciate. Doesn't matter what happens 2 years later, 4 years later, 6 years later. In a 15-year, 20-year cycle, we're all bullish in Dubai on a 20, 25-year cycle. We're just talking on the dips that are going to happen on the way on that 25, 30, 40 years. And we're actually bullish on the whole region, I think. GCC, especially the countries that govern itself properly. I think if it's a 30-year, 40-year investment for you, 50, it doesn't really matter the price you're paying today. Like Sheikh mentioned, for the plot, that's 45 dirham. I think I know the area is 300 dirham now. Let's say it goes to 250 dirham in 2028. Let's say, Allah forbid. But bro, 2070, people would say, I would pay you whatever, give it to me for 300, right? It would be probably thousands. I'm talking 30-year cycle.
Dubai land.
Yes.
DLRC.
Yes, this whole pocket is happening.
Look, I know you thought it was a scam, or maybe you thought it was too good to be true. But on this podcast, I've been telling you about an opportunity that you can use to learn to make money. There are people that are making 10K a month, Allahumma barik, within 90 days. They're making their first dollar online and they're becoming financially independent, Allahumma barik. This is brother Abu Lahya's IMA, Influencer Marketing Accelerator. It shows you how to make money online, halal, through influencer marketing deals. I got off the phone to him and he's just told me that one of the guys from this channel is about to become their first millionaire, million dollars cash. He's just passed the $800,000 mark and he came in the summertime. I just done a live the other day with his inner circle members. These are guys that are on the IMA program that have done their 10K a month. Allahumma barik. They are annually making 10K. Some of them, the next goal is 50K a month. Some of them is more. Some of them is a bit less. And I'm like, this is the real deal. Brothers, I've got so much to lose, like to gas you for no reason. The reason I share this with you is because I don't have anything to offer those that want to learn how to make money online. I genuinely don't. I have a network of high net worth and ultra high net worth Muslims. But people are always asking me. And the only place that I just really trust that I can say to you, go here and hopefully you can learn how to make some money online, inshallah ta'ala, is Abu Lahya's IMA Accelerator. So just so you know, it requires hard work, 4 hours of work every single day, 90 days. It's not cheap. It is expensive. And they reject most applications. But if you get there, inshallah ta'ala, you can get that financial independence, do your hijrah. You don't have to work. Bob's looking over you because you're taking a bit longer than you should have taken on your salah break. Come on, like that's not really the kind of situation you want to be in. So apply at the link below and don't let another year pass. And now you're hearing about their 4th millionaire, 5th millionaire, or, so on and so forth. Apply at the link below.
Yeah. I'm actually I wanted to mention a very, very important point, and exactly what Brother Sam said is that the statement should be qualified as to who you are investing
addressing,
with, who you are addressing. So for right now, basically everything I mentioned and
for investors.
What I mentioned is for investors are investing, for example, directly with the developer or directly in the resale of the unit. So if you're going with a developer, directly investing with a developer, honestly, it's the safest and the best thing that you could do. For example, as we mentioned, with Sakina or with any other.
So explain, what does Sakina do? Like what? Because like until I met you,
you're putting me on the spot, man. Go, brother Mohamed.
I didn't know this. I didn't know this development
my
model.
legs. This is very awkward.
I didn't know this development model was possible. I didn't even know. Like I literally thought it was just you buy a house, you put it on rent.
Yes,
that's the investment model.
Yes.
So what is the development model?
I don't know. So you
go ahead. After you, bro. After you, I'll add to it. I'll add after you finish. I'll add as to how that sort of protects you from a market downturn.
Inshallah. So also quick another thing, Sheikh, before I mention that, I think as an investment model, I think what both brothers have said, I 100% agree with everything except for one thing, which is we cannot pinpoint for sure, like Sheikh Ebrahim mentioned, if it's going to be 2027, or like Brother Mohamed mentioned, 2028, 2020. But what we know for sure, it will happen.
Yeah.
Right? So what we can do is prepare.
Yeah.
But nobody can exactly predict.
Exactly.
How do you prepare?
Exactly. You prepare by what he mentioned, and you prepare by, number one, going at a price that is far below current market price. You don't invest in anything where every Tom, Dick, and Harry is getting excited and paying that price.
So sorry, because I just want to make this practical. So when your development project in Majan.
Yep.
Right. What was the current market price and where did you buy it?
So currently in Majan, the lands are going, and this is my price, which is always lower than what the brokers, like somebody sent me today, they're asking Sheikh, I was like, bro, are you kidding me? 440 dirham per square foot for GFA. I was like, get out of here. We paid 330, but my price right now is like 370 to 380 in Majan. And we didn't even start building. We paid 330 for the land. We have not even started.
You'll get offers. You can cash it up. To
so your investors have already made money, technically.
Of course.
They've already made money.
Yes.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
At least 25%.
Yes, absolutely. Annualize.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
You should be mentioning this.
The key is, Sheikh, like, this is the key.
Yeah.
How do you prepare? Number one is you never pay the retail price that everybody who does not understand the game would pay for it. If you're in the game, if you're the operator, and if you don't have the contacts to get prices, deals much lower than the market, then you're not an operator, actually. You need to actually network more, get to know people more, build more relationships. You have to always pay lower than what the market is trading for. That's number one. That's how you prepare. Yes. Number two, your cost mitigation. How are you going to mitigate? How are you going to stress test all the construction? Many things could go wrong in construction. I think Brother Mohamed made grand entry today. And what did he mention about construction?
Assume every contractor is full of crap until proven otherwise.
There you go.
And that's coming from previous contractors. So I'm just talking
I
by
admire the honesty.
Yes. And to
it is what it is.
And to add to that, I mentioned that a good investor of mine mentioned in 2017, like in our industry, if you actually want bad for someone, encourage them to become a contractor. If you actually want bad for them. So it's a very difficult industry. And we're not saying that in order to bash contractors. We need contractors. Like without contractors, we're not building the skyscrapers and everything that you see, the beautiful stuff, right? But this is where you have to really understand the game, the proposals, the financials. Can they actually back up their word? There's a lot of semantics that you have to actually understand and stress test different situations. If this was to go wrong, if that was to go wrong, if this was to drop, if that was to go high, what's going to happen? And it has to pass all the stress tests. And there are many other steps. You have to take all those steps. And again, like both brothers mentioned, and then if you take all those steps, you can make money in any market.
But you see everything that Brother Sam mentioned, all of this, I'll be very honest and very frank. It's impossible for anyone to be able to do it if he hasn't been in the business long enough. That's why you go to a company that takes care of all of this headache for you, a company that you trust, that you know is riba free.
How do you know one we trust? Other than Sakina. Other than
any, I'm saying just any other company.
Not in Dubai. They're in Saudi. They're in Egypt.
You ask around. You ask around.
But what am I looking for? What's the trust?
What you're looking for is basically for a company that has proven track record and that has at least delivered a few successful projects that can prove with numbers and with figures that they've made money for their investors, that they have the technical capacity and the market knowledge to be able to really analyze the market for you, and basically references. I would always ask around. References is your best way.
Look, people sensationalize. Like, there's not a company on earth that's not going to present themselves in a certain way, right? So what like, give me some secret source, something that I can, give me some principles.
Data, financials, financials, that's it. That's all. Everything in this life.
So what data, what financials, what numbers?
You just look at their financial statements. You look at the project financial statement. You go to a company, they tell you we've done 1, 2, 3, 4. You're like, very nice. Okay, I'm an investor. I've got $2-3 million. I want to make money and I want to put it with you. Show me this particular project that you delivered, and I want to see the financial statement for that particular project audited by a third party tier 1 auditor. I want to see how you guys made money.
Okay, so you get a third party to do due diligence on them. I think that's a powerful principle.
Of course. That's the thing. Why would it's just like investing in the stock market?
Okay, so what do you call this third party? What are they called?
Just the auditors. External auditors.
Yeah, you can
PwC, Deloitte, PwC,
but
Deloitte,
Thornton, GT.
Yeah, all these people, like there are tier 1, tier 2, tier 3.
Okay,
go on.
So I agree with you, but again, I think it's a lot more to the investor. The retail guy would not have the capacity to go to an audit.
Well, we were addressing investors, right?
Yes,
so we're addressing investors.
But there's a quick solution for the retail guy. Just go to DXB Interact and look at what...
Go to what? Sorry,
DXB Interact. Look at what properties are trading for in that area. And based on that, you'll understand.
But that's also where I would kind of add something to it, is that now, because tokenization is in play, why the hell would you go to retail? Why the hell would you go to resale? Sorry. Just go direct. Now, just really look. If you have $100,000...
Say someone comes to Sakina and Sakina gives him a number.
Yeah.
To say, well...
Cross-check that number. The easiest way is go to the portal.
1,500 square foot is...
Okay. No, I thought
to
maybe...
Sakina...
Go to DXB.
Just go to DXB Interact and what Sakina say making sense? Yeah. Actually, yes. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
They're actually very conservative. I'm seeing a whole
number.
Yes. Of course, everything is transparent.
Good. Actually, trust Sakina.
And I would also suggest another website that has unbelievable and very good amount of data is propertymonitor.ae.
Property Monitor.
Amazing.
And
propertymonitor.ae. And I will go even further.
Do everyone have access to it? Sorry to cut your flow, brother.
No, not everyone.
Have
No. It's
because we do, because we paid for it. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. It's about it's not cheap. It's not cheap, but it's really good. And if you're a super nerd and you like to obsess over numbers like me, just go to Julius AI. And then you can take the numbers from Property Monitor and throw it on this AI that will make full analysis for you. So basically, just graphs.
I have a question. So you're buying up land in Lombok. What's your plan? You want to develop here as well?
Yeah.
So what's your plan? You want to develop on it? Like, you just want to sell it?
So Lombok, currently we're land banking. Here, alhamdulillah, we do a lot of business. We generally buy land and we then... partner with developers and
JVs.
Do JVs. Presently about 25 projects under construction.
Alhamdulillah.
And that's it. We developer manages the sales, etc.
Yep.
So we just provide the land is our contribution.
Yep.
To that project.
Fantastic. Okay. So what do you? Okay. So let's take the discussion to land, because you said making money in real estate is all based on land prices.
Of course.
But Sheikh, I think before we go there, let's just clarify a few things. We made some very dangerous statements for the audience. Because on the one hand, we're telling them come to the Gulf, but I think today we may have frightened them. So just to put things into perspective,
that's
I mean, whatever's happening here is safe for them.
That's exactly. It's because that shock factor. They should understand that come to the Gulf, but come
understand
to the right
what
people. Understand what you're doing.
Yes.
That's why you reach out to the cave.
I will make a decision.
And you ask them what to do.
If I can add just one more thing, it might be an extreme view on the financials, everything about the Mohamed mentioned on the financials. What do you look at? I would personally look at, and it's probably an extreme view, a financial without any debt. I don't care if it's a Sharia debt or what debt. Debt, for me, the definition is if me and Brother Mohamed are partners on a deal. If Brother Mohamed is not making money, if I'm not making money, are you making money? If the answer is yes, you're a lender. You're not a partner with me.
Shall I tell you what's funny when you say that?
Yes.
There's like only 3 guys that do that, and they're all inside the cave.
Yes.
You two, Faizan.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Come to the cave.
Yeah. But also another thing just commenting on what a brother has said, that in regards to the scare factor, anybody that doesn't tell you this information is also someone that's misleading you.
Correct. If someone says buy today,
because that's the thing. Like it's you actually you want to hear the uncomfortable truth, so that it makes you more cautious of where you want to do. Because if you've saved, I mean, honestly, like I put myself in that person's shoes. If someone gives me this information, maybe it scares me a little bit, but makes me understand that there's opportunity at all times, then that's someone that's honest. That's not someone that's just
Sheikh, if I can just, Brother Ebrahim mentioned a very important one, and to just add and bring that home, he said if somebody says like, oh, for example, let's use Majan example. If you go to Bayut, average price, last 6 months, 1,600 to 1,700 dirham per square foot.
Sure.
Okay? Now, if somebody tells you to buy it at 1,600, buy it today, sir, buy it today. 1,600 to 1,700 dirham per square foot, buy it today. 2 years from now, it will be 2,000 dirham per square foot. That's the guy you should run away from. Yeah. That's what Brother Ebrahim mentioned. Why? Because, nobody knows. How do you know it's going to be 2,000
what if you say, they're building a mall around the corner?
No. That's where you come in, Sheikh, to the fundamentals. You prepare. You prepare. Nobody can predict. You prepare. So that's the principles we have established.
But I'm saying, let's just say they give you reason. They say, look, they're building a mall around the corner. There's going to be
these are
a train station. There's going to be a university.
I call this majlis talk. This majlis talk, when you just want to sit in the majlis and then you just want to say gibberish so that you can majlis just make majlis talk. That's it. It's just stuff that you say in the majlis to sound a bit smart and then you leave. That's what it is.
Doesn't that stuff make the price go up? No, but honestly,
actually, no. You know what? This is what I freaking hate about real estate agents is they tell you that they're trying to sell you property near the metro. That's actually going to drive the price down.
Why?
Because all the people that can't afford transportation, normal cars and stuff, are going to use the metro. So what do you think is going to happen when the metro is going to open right beside the building? They want to stay in that building. They're going to probably drive the price down.
Mad.
Exactly.
So, Sheikh, now
madness.
There are opportunities.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
The metro is like one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, but that's the man. Take Barsha as an example. Take for where the metro station is nearby. It's all. I mean, obviously, with all respect to everyone, but the level is low to is medium to low, because people that can't afford transportation or don't want to, they will use the metro. So obviously all the buildings are going to be around the metro because people are walking from the station to the building. That's what it is. And then you hear 99% of real estate agents on Instagram, buy it because the metro is
Metro Marina, for example, it's
yeah, but that's a different ballgame, because there, the allowed buildings and there you have to understand who was the first developer there. It was A'mar. So A'mar went in and they built. So obviously A'mar has a standard. They're not going to go below. So you cannot. It's the comparison.
It's not an apple-to-apple comparison.
Yeah, it's not an apple-to-apple comparison.
So what are you looking for when it comes to land?
Sheikh, before we go on there, I think Sam.
Just quickly, one point. Okay. So from the same example, you can actually, for example, you asked how does it work with Sakina? Like our partners are coming in at 1,030 dirham per square foot for the same thing. You know, now imagine it goes to 2,000. Actually, the broker is right and it goes to 2,000, right? Or take the vice versa. Actually, from 1,1700 currently, it drops. Allah forbid, it drops. There's a correction by the time we finish. And it drops to 1,400. It drops to 1,350.
You're still safe.
Yeah, it drops to 1,200, Allah forbid. Alhamdulillah, risk is from Allah. Your capital is protected. You made some money, move on.
I was going to mention the exact same thing.
You know, I
was going to use the exact same example. Alhamdulillah.
Mention again, because I actually missed it. So just for the audience, mention it again, second time. But
you mentioned it, Chef, now different packaging.
Different. So basically, as Indians, we believe in well bought is half the battle, or well bought is well sold, right?
Yes.
So, and again, to clarify the context, we said in this market as well, you can make money, but do not buy retail. Or do not buy, I said the word, do not buy market. You qualified it by saying, do not buy retail. We're both saying the same thing.
Yep.
The market in a particular area, for example, is 1,600 in here in Majan, where Sam's project is. 100%, we're not advising you to go and pay 1,600, 1,700 and wish that it's going to go to 2,000. The probability of you getting burnt is higher than the probability of success.
Yeah.
He's offering you a product at which market value is 1,700.
Yeah.
He's offering it to you at, you said 1,030.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Right. Now, if you invest in that particular project, I'm not necessarily advocating or anything of that
Everybody
sort.
needs to do their due diligence.
Do your own homework.
Yeah.
But I see value in that.
Yeah.
Right? It's a very, very similar thing that we're saying and what we do, where we're selling you an existing, it's the same thing. It's existing market product below the market price.
Yes.
The likelihood of success goes up phenomenal. Basically, you can cash in your check tomorrow.
Yep.
So where are you looking for land? Because right now what I've been hearing from everyone is like, land is overpriced. How are you still getting in? Allah Barik.
So land has become very difficult to purchase. For every single piece of land, there's probably 5 or 10 buyers. And few areas, a lot of the areas, generally, alhamdulillah, my partner's here for the last 23 years in real estate. And they're quite in tune with land and movements. We generally, as people get into an area, we generally are the ones coming out. So some of these areas that we've mentioned, we today would not get in. But obviously, I'm not saying the same for Sam because he's locked in at an earlier price. Yep. Today, if you had to go to buy in Majan, you would not pay 450, which you asked the broker to run, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We wouldn't use the other word.
Yes. You almost did.
But
you'd ask him to,
keep it PG.
Yeah.
So, 100%. You're smart. You understand your business. But there's 100 new developers coming into town today. We say, okay,
and they're paying, and that's the difficulty.
They're paying, and that's the difficulty. That's the craziness.
But that's the thing, like I spoke to one of the top analysts who he was the advisor of the third or the fourth largest real estate developer here in Dubai, and he told me that the vast majority of these developers that are buying at the current land prices are going to get burnt.
100%.
Because there is absolutely no way that they will make money.
No?
That's the thing.
I can give you the numbers. You want the numbers?
Yeah.
Land today, you're a contractor, you can test this number. I mean, you can validate the numbers. It's also good for your audience to see what a good deal you're giving them. If you want to bleep the numbers, you can, but I mean...
No, sir, go ahead.
Land, argument's sake, 200-300, right? Construction cost today... Okay, then you're transferring
300,000.
No, 200-300 dirhams a square foot on GFA.
Yeah.
If you're looking at construction, then you add about 30 to 50 dirhams for your plus, right?
Yep.
You add all your
Daily
fees and your
consultancy,
multi-use fees, etc. Construction cost today is around 325, 350.
Let's say 350. Comfortable.
Comfortable 350 square foot.
Mm-hmm.
However, what most people do not understand, and your guys, Sam is not making a lot of money on you, understand this, that the construction area is generally double the sellable.
Of course. Built up area is
double.
Yep.
Real construction cost is 700.
Yep.
Not 350.
Yep.
Why?
You got to build the car parks, the lobbies, all those areas which you cannot sell to the
public spaces that you cannot sell. You cannot off-put these prices on the sellable area.
Okay. So it's actually 700. Okay.
So I'm terrible at maths. You good in maths, right? So 700, 300, where we sitting at? 1,000, right? Sam's making $30 on you guys.
Yep.
Please.
Yeah,
I think for all the efforts, plus furnishing.
Yes,
right?
Yes, of course.
Furnishing is another $50.
Yes. Then from the top, you're taking the marketing out,
and they're right at 10%.
Yes,
marketing fees.
brokerage. Yep.
So your cost is probably 1,100 somewhere.
Correct.
There.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
and I agree. You agree with that? Now you in construction?
Of course. I agree with you. Everything that you said. I mean, most developers.
So around there, guys, you're getting good value. Please buy.
Yeah.
Because
you're almost getting in at cost.
You're getting in at cost.
Yeah. And that's why I always advise people to
paying 1,700. You're getting ripped off. Yeah.
Yes.
So I just want to know. I want some hacks because we've got some developers watching as well. When I give
you know areas.
Hacks for what?
Developers, as in they're watching as well. It's not just investors, right? There's some developers watching.
No, I'll give you some areas. So answer your first.
They want to know the value.
You want me to answer your first question about land? Where
should they buy their land? Yeah.
So where should buy? Sam's a smart guy; he can buy wherever he wants. But an area we seriously, I mean, we already applied for. No, so that's done.
Yeah.
For us, we're out of there. That's done for us. We're now heading to DIC. Now the new app. Why?
Dubai Industrial City.
Dubai Industrial City.
Yep.
It's right next to the airport.
Yep.
Right next to Dubai South. Now Dubai South, as an end user, great. As a developer, the way
because the value is going to come will be realized much later.
Besides much later, the permutations of the land and your permissions
the time
is a very inefficient build.
Correct.
There's a lot of people today with land in Dubai South who will run to give you a good deal. You cannot buy that land because they're not getting permission to transfer ownership.
Correct.
Government saying you bought the land, please build.
Yes.
So they all the land.
I like that.
All the land it's a good thing. So all the land speculators today in Dubai South are actually in trouble. But those that are building are going to do well.
Yeah.
But DIC, do this yourself.
Yep. Yeah, Sheikh, we're looking at 2 plots. Maybe he's probably selling those.
No, I'm not selling. So we buyers of land.
Okay, very good.
He's not a speculator.
Yeah.
No, but I'll give you this. So your feasibility, because of your size and your allowance, right? You have to build 1 and 2 beds in Dubai South.
Of course, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And not much studios.
Yep.
So efficiency drops.
Yes.
You probably run out.
Yeah.
If I tell you on our projects in TIC, we're getting the same per square foot. Ticket price is lower, much lower, about 100K lower starting price.
Yep.
However, we're getting the same per square foot price in DIC than in DLRC.
A DLRC. Oh, wow.
Now that's going to shock you. But you
That's
understand the game.
Yes,
go and do your numbers.
Yeah.
And please go. If you think you're buying land there, please go.
Yes.
Go for it, eyes closed.
Yeah.
The efficiency, although the area is a lower ticket area, but because of the makeup and your allowances, you'd achieve the same Majan. You'd probably beat Majan.
Yeah. So just to add to that point, Brother Imran, you asked where to buy the land. The gentleman is going to come to our dinner tomorrow, inshallah. You know what I'm talking about. He's not part of the caveat, but our broader network. So he's the one who introduced me to an investor who's basically, we signed the MOU. He's going to invest 30 to 35 million dirham on purchase of land. And with him, we're speaking about a Majan 2 or DIC, basically.
Forget Majan.
Yeah, because it's not making sense. Literally 380 to 440 dirham per
Money
square
is
foot.
out.
Correct.
It's done. Let the others go there and suffer.
Correct. So DIC is ready to drop 30 to 35 million dirham, which is, and then add a couple of investors, and we're good for the project. So alhamdulillah, this is very good.
And
where else?
Honestly, Sheikh, as much as we see the opportunity in land becoming very...
What are your thoughts on Dubai Islands?
We got in at...
Yes, but in general, Sheikh.
Allah
like, you personally in general.
You got Dubai Island, yeah?
Yeah, we got 5-6 projects here.
Allah Mabarak. Allah Mabarak.
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah.
The last acquisition we did, I believe now price is about 600 something.
Yes.
I think...
No, even 600 is hard. Touching 700.
What?
We have one we're negotiating right now, 610. But
170, 180 was our last buy.
Right.
We out after that.
Yeah.
But Dubai Island is an area, fantastic. 6 marinas, large mall, 2 golf courses, 80 hotels and resorts.
It's a beach living, Sheikh. It's different than Palm Jumeirah and Palm Jebel Ali.
It's the cheapest beachfront living destination in Dubai.
Yeah, it's a beach city. It's not going to feel like Palm Jebel Ali and Palm
someone
Jumeirah.
Like yourself or with us, you'd be getting it at half the
retail
price as well.
Are you still looking to do Dubai Islands or?
Yes, we're actively negotiating one. It's in the 500s because the market is like easily 620, 630.
What price would what do you think you could retail at?
We are conservatively putting at 2100. The market is like 25, 2600, but our feasibility we're putting at 2100. The land we're
as
at like
unknown,
under 550.
I would work on 1.8. As a relatively new,
yes,
I wouldn't say unknown. I said newer developer.
Yep.
1.8, and why? Unlike a lot of other areas, Dubai Island, there's a whole mix of developers.
Correct.
So you get top tier developers,
and also very new players.
You also get new players, and those new players have spoiled the market a bit.
Correct.
So I would say 1.8 is probably
1800 is more reasonable.
Do your fees. You get 2100, good for you, alhamdulillah.
But base it at 1800.
Do your baseline case at about 1800.
Very good.
We're fetching 2300.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Very good. Very good.
You know the developers.
Of course.
This has been a masterclass for the investor, the end user, and the developer, man.
So guys, we're saying come to Dubai, but understand what you're doing.
Yes.
Do not come in blind and then cry that you lose money. One more thing I want to mention, Sheikh. A lot of people who do not live in Dubai, they have this fear of, Dubai crashed before in 2008.
The whole world crashed.
Yeah, because
the whole world crashed.
I know, but they don't know the reasons.
They don't understand.
They don't understand.
And they don't understand the changes. It was a very speculative market. Today, the resale, yes, I agree with you on the one aspect, but resale on the other hand is a very positive indicator for the market because it shows people are buying to actually live in. Resale is at its highest level ever versus off-plan. So that means people are buying to actually stay. They're not buying for speculation.
Absolutely.
So there's a very positive. So as an investor, we're not saying do that. But as an end user, please get in.
There's actually genuine population growth. Yeah.
There's a genuine population growth. So that's a very positive sign that this market has stabilized. Also, you have escrows. You have, as a developer, before you launch
your US development does not have.
Yeah.
And that's
they don't have escrows?
No.
Oh,
that,
really?
by the way, that's the most important change that was introduced in the Dubai market, because in 2008, there was no escrows. So that was very speculative.
So
now you have to, now, by the way,
for the ignorant man, why is escrow, as in me?
Because basically the government is guaranteeing your money. First of all, you cannot.
How does the government guarantee me money?
Because the contractor doesn't get paid, and the developer doesn't get paid until they reach a specific milestone, and then the government will hire a third party that will come and inspect to make sure that the work is moving according to plan, and then they'll release your money.
Let me dumb it down. Let me dumb it down a bit. So the bank account's yours as a developer, but the control of the signing powers of that bank account sits with DLD.
Yep. Dubai Land Department.
Consumer or the investor or retailer,
the
buyer puts money into your escrow account, but the government manages how much you can draw of that to fund construction.
And the land has to be 100% owned.
100% owned.
And the land cannot be mortgaged to someone or something.
100% cash plus 30% upfront you got to put in before you open your project.
20.
So in 2008,
or that guarantees. Guarantee or the other.
If I'm understanding correctly, in 2008 this didn't exist.
Yes.
Which means you would give your money to the developer and he would blow it.
No. In 2008, there were people would fly in on a private jet in the morning, tell you this whole island, this whole unaired road belongs to me, collect bags of
and
cash,
disappear.
and in the evening they were on the
that's how it used to be.
Out.
You see these binders behind you, right, Sheikh?
Yeah.
So that's how title deeds were in 2008. Big binders.
Okay.
So you basically are walking to Palm Jumeirah. They're calling studios. You make line on the studios. Yeah. Simon was telling me, 1 bedrooms.
Yeah,
you make line on the 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. You make line on the 2 bedrooms.
Same thing.
Yeah, and then they go in, and then they would give basically binders, big binders. That's your title deed. There's no system, electronic system. So you go in, you pay the 5% deposit, you come up with a binder. That's it, your ownership. By the time you come out, all units are sold. So the guy that's still waiting on the line is like, brother, all the units are sold.
Yeah.
Can I please have your thing? Yeah.
100K more, please.
Exactly. 100K more, please take the title deed check. I'm out. I'm flying with my private jet back to the Caribbean.
The last guy paid, the last buyer paid like 500K more than the original price.
Really? That's
yes. And the project never got built because the whole economy collapsed. So the last guy is sitting with an incomplete project, no money in the escrow, nothing.
With the binder.
Yep.
Yeah, 500K for the binder.
And with the binder.
And I was also going to make a very important point, is that how important it is and interesting it is to invest directly with a developer that's building, is because most developers, or a lot of developers, they usually have 100% markup. It could vary, but let's say most good ones.
I know a developer who turned down a project.
Yeah.
Because it was not worth his while.
Yeah.
Because he does not work under 300%.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
So imagine the point here that I'm trying to make. Here, the point that I'm trying to make. If you are an investor and you come to, for example, the cave, because we have access to all these people, whoever it is, and you have money, and you know that developer is trusted and he's going to make 100%, let's just to bring down the number. Mm-hmm. Even if the market goes under, let's assume it does go under, right? How much is it going to go under? 20%? 30%? 40%? You're still making 60. This is the beautiful thing about
coming in with a developer. Yeah,
this is the beautiful, but that's the thing. It's because it's a unique.
When you say the market go down, meaning the end consumers market, the retail market,
just the price, the real estate, the real estate market,
the final product price.
Yes,
but because you're coming in at the dirt level,
exactly,
you can you can
you have the margin.
You've got the margin.
Exactly, because you're coming in first dibs. So that's the thing.
So even if it drops 80%, you've still made 20%.
That's the beauty about investing directly with a real estate developer. That's why you do not go and buy resale to people that you don't know and don't understand.
As long as he's not buying land expensive.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. That's why he's a good real estate developer, because he can make these proper decisions, like Brother Sam said, like Brother Ebrahim said. Is because a good developer will know how to control two things that absolutely make or break a project. Land price, acquiring it to direct, and managing the contract and the operations on site to make sure that the developer and the investors are kind of immune. I'm not going to say fully immune, but protect against the risk of default from that contractor, because that's sort of the bottleneck, right? Because you want the contractor to execute the project. So that's the bottleneck, because if he defaults, if he doesn't make the project, to get delivered on time, you've got the investors waiting. They're like knocking on your door. Hey, it's been 24 months. Where are my returns? Where are my money? So that's the thing. It's two things: buying at the right price and managing the. I would say those are the really two hard parts. Why? Because those really ultimately determine where your project's going to go and how your project is going to make money for your investors.
Beautiful.
Sheikh Mohamed, just two things to actually clarify your statement. One is an example, I'll tell you of what you mentioned, and the other is to just clarify. When we say developers, and when Mohamed says developers, there's a lot of developers. So we're not saying if you go into another developer's office, you're going to get the deals we're talking about. This is very nice. Specific.
Very important clarification.
Not everyone works for charity.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
So what Sam's doing in the pricing that he's talking about and at the level that we trade is very different. I think we're very aligned and very unique in what we offer.
We just didn't meet 5 years ago. That's what.
If you go to another developer's office today, you're going to be paying 1,700 in Majan. You're not going to be paying 1,030. At best, you'll be paying 1,500.
Right.
Yeah.
So developer does not mean okay. It's market price and the deal you're getting. It's the numbers. So because Sam's not acting as a traditional or a typical developer.
Yes, a trusted developer, basically.
Not even if it's trusted. I mean, Imar is trusted.
No, trusted as in someone that has already dealt and...
Imar is trusted. Are you going to get those deals?
No, but you cannot do these deals with Imar. Imar is not open.
That's the point. You got to buy... You cannot get below market deals in the typical market.
Correct.
You can only get it from a select players, amongst them the cave. That's one. Now to give your guys,
sorry, put that in your mouth. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. 100% sure.
Well, I'm a marketer, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just
Now to give you an example, a real live example of a market crashing and you being safe by buying right. We did a JV many years ago with pre-COVID with developer top 5. He's in the top 3 probably many years ago prior to COVID.
Here
in Dubai. I'm not allowed to say the name, but you'd probably know who I'm talking about. Studios, our guys' acquisition cost was okay. I wouldn't mention the numbers, right? But anyways, the market tanked in COVID.
Yes.
What? 30%, somewhere there?
No more. Some areas 100%.
Okay, no, I'm talking general.
Yeah, general.
That was a bad project then.
Yeah. No, because the luxury, the ultra luxury, they dipped the most.
Okay, no, I'm talking mid segment. Mid segment, there was about 30-40% decline, and in same project, the investors who bought at retail through the developer got burnt. They lost money.
SubhanAllah.
But the guys that bought the underwritten deals, or us, most of the stock we were sitting with at the time, we were smiling. We were still like 100, 200K in profit per unit. At its worst time.
Beautiful example. Perfect example.
There you go. So,
this is just wraps up everything that we have discussed with a live prime example of a person who has invested such way and who has lived through it. quickly, Sheikh, if I could mention something. I know Brother Mohamed is not
last point, inshallah, then we're going to move on to the next topic.
Yeah, of course, Sheikh. Brother Mohamed is not going to mention it himself, so I'd like to say also operator is very important. Like, who's the operator? Alhamdulillah, we're pleased to have him as the CEO of Sakina Developments. And for any C-suite operator, it's very important to have trifecta.
Yeah.
Right? So someone who can actually lay bricks on the masonry, then someone who can be in the boardroom, presenting the financials, understanding the feasibility to, let's say, Brother Ebrahim, and then someone who can actually go to the construction site and manage contractor of 50, 60 people, a team, or 100 people. That trifecta is very rare. And then if you times that with experience of last 15 years, 16 years, it becomes a very niche.
Winning formula.
Yes, very unique formula, alhamdulillah. And I'm not saying that to praise him in front of him. It's just the fact.
No,
alhamdulillah. It's just the fact. It's a very unique, alhamdulillah, may Allah bless him and preserve him. And we're very pleased to have him on the team. So this is also important. And we're not saying put the money with Sakina or this, or Brother Ibrahim is not saying any particular company. We're not also saying. But where the whole topic was, when you're doing research, these are the things you look at. And I think also that's very important. Who's the operator?
Allah bless you both. Put barakah in your union. And I think it adds a lot of credibility to your team.
What if people want to invest with you, bro? You got all these little secret land grabs along,
I noticed something. He's like a hitman. He's very low profile, but he's like making a killing in the market, but very low profile.
So we say
possible we can sign.
He's the man who comes with that 30 million dirham check.
What's the entry point? What's the entry point?
So the secret, Sheikh, is that the developer handles most of our stock. Just for a bit of a cash raise, we generally sell 5 to 10% of our stock at generally 30% below the market. It's unadvertised, generally very private, a known network of ours. But we could talk.
I'm so sorry.
Sam's gonna kill me after.
No. Just explain that. I didn't even understand it.
Okay, real numbers. So
give an actual example.
Yes.
I put him on the spot right now.
Okay, so I wouldn't mention upcoming projects, but I can give you some past examples. So DLRC, we're all familiar with that. Developers were launching products and our stock at about 690, call it 700,000 for a studio, fully furnished. We would most of our stock exited with them, but then it's the payment plan, right? So there's no cash in the pocket to buy milk and bread, Sheikh. So for the milk and bread and money to buy the new land, we would take out of like 50, 60 units per project. We would probably take 5-10 units and sell that we sold those at 395. Those guys today are selling at 600.
Wow.
Still below OP.
OP, subhanallah.
So
OP is
opening price. Opening price.
So it's the same principle. Forget what happens in the future. Today, buy below market, and that's just one example.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Well, I still didn't understand.
But I think the real estate guys did.
700K product.
Yes,
we sold at 395. Call it 400K.
Yes.
But explain to him how you were able to sell it for that.
No, I want to know if someone wants to get involved. They're like, listen,
they can reach out through you. Or
the cave.
To the cave.
Through the cave.
The cave, yeah.
So that's what you want. Reach out through the cave. Guys, cave. Come on.
So anyways, it is what it is.
Wow, man, that was like a 1 hour masterclass.
But I think that was
honestly,
really
the information
beneficial.
in this 1 hour is really priceless.
But just double check it.
Enemies, brother.
Man, I don't care. Because
I don't care about anything I said, but just double check if anything you want to take off on the prices and things.
I'll double check.
Some of
yes, of course.
Might be some bleeps.
Yes.
Don't want to give away all the secrets. All right, listen, guys.
But I think put right, you honestly giving the guys a good deal.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
So,
So
replacement cost.
Thank you, Sheikh. Yes.
I tried to
Yes, of course.
motivate for that.
Of course. Alhamdulillah.
Without taking the risk.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, look, guys. So let's talk about remuneration. Okay.
Yep.
Since we're talking about operations and everything and whatnot. So one thing I wanted to kind of pick you guys' brains on, is how you remunerate your sales team and also your fulfillment team. So generally speaking, it's especially in like the high ticket space, online high ticket space, it's very normal for people that need to do jobs that require a lot of motivation to be commission based. Right?
It requires a lot of motivation to be commission based.
No, things that require a lot of motivation for you to do the job.
Yeah.
They connect your remuneration to commission.
Okay.
Right. So
like
for
higher
example,
commission, you mean?
Higher commissions,
Okay.
or just commissions in general, right?
Yeah.
Because if I give you a flat rate to basically close,
I see
deals,
what you're saying, Sheikh. Yes.
Yeah. If I give you a flat rate to close as many deals as possible,
yeah,
you might not go above and beyond.
Correct.
But if I give you a commission, right, to close as many deals as possible, maybe a base as well. But you're going to then, you're going to go above and beyond. There's going to be a leaderboard. You're going to compete, so on and so forth. So, generally speaking, in our space, you give commissions to salespeople and you give commissions to your client success, because now the person has paid, they're in. You want to make sure you give them the best experience, because that person's going to give you referrals. Then they're going to renew. Then they're going to upsell. They're going to buy something else. So it's always connected to the customer service, fulfillment, experience, fulfillment. So you give that guy, your client success manager, you also give them commissions, right? But recently I feel like our commission structure was not very smart. So
why do you say that?
So I realized like 35% of our money was going straight to commissions.
Going to where, Sheikh? Sorry.
Commissions.
Okay.
Commissions, yeah. So I started to think, like, is this smart? So I was speaking to Abu Lahya and he mentioned something interesting to me, right? He was like, for example, you got to put things in place like, for example, let's just say you give 10% to the closer, right? The closer, the sales guy who closes the deal, he takes 10%, but only on cash collected. Because sometimes people pay, and the payment.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that like a rule?
That's normal.
Yeah, it's per tranche.
Well, I had no idea.
It's very normal, Sheikh.
So what are principles? I actually want to learn this from you guys. So
you're not getting paid and he's getting paid full. How does that work, Sheikh?
Yeah.
You're getting paid in trenches. It's his job to sell the product in full.
Every trench, he's getting 10% from it.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
So no, what he was saying was to incentivize them to get as much cash collected as possible, as in payment up
even
front,
tier that
10%,
yeah,
and then the second, third payment like 5%, for example. Because now, if anything, it's the client success manager's job to collect that payment. Because now that you've paid, fulfillment is happening. So the commission, if anything, should go to him, because he's going to collect the payment.
Yeah.
As opposed to the sales rep. Because right now what's happening is that sales guys are getting 10% regardless.
That's dangerous.
No, Sheikh, you go ahead first. I'm trying to process.
So, Sheikh, different industries, different things work. I think I mentioned this a couple of pods earlier. When you only go variable, then it becomes punitive and can become very expensive.
Can I give you a little bit more context so you can attract that? I'll be even more vulnerable. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So this is how much money I'm burning right now. 10% goes to the closer. 5% goes to the setter.
Who sets the appointment?
Who sets the appointment, right?
15.
That's 15%. 5% goes to the sales manager, right? 5% goes to the guy who runs the ads.
Wow.
So that's 25% already gone.
So right? The cost of sales is 25%.
The cost of every single sale is 25%. And that's not bearing in mind
the ads.
The ads, right? No. So the cost to acquire the customer.
Plus your customer service if you give him.
Then customer service as well, 5%.
So 30.
Right? So it's 30, but then the cost, I won't mention, we'll bleep this out. Currently the cost of acquiring a customer is ads, as in
close deals when you,
as in because the close rate of the sales team was not
low.
optimal.
Yeah.
Right? The ad, the price of a book
client
was
acquisition was
plus, let's say 30% of the ticket.
Exactly. Right?
So that's half.
Exactly. Almost. Now here's where it became a problem. So last month the sales team didn't reach their targets. Right? They didn't reach their targets and they all got paid. They all got paid and they got paid well, even though they didn't reach their targets. There was other guys on the team that were doing a better job than them reaching their targets, but because they had base and not commission, they just kind of just prodded it along. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like, wait, something's wrong about this. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're eating regardless.
Okay, I've got the solution.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
So, 100%. So you cannot be totally variable. When you go very variable, as you scale up, it becomes prohibitive and financial suicide.
Yes.
Which you're now feeling.
Yeah, wait, Brother Ebrahim, you said cannot be variable. What do you mean?
If you only do variables, so variable costs, so pay per activity. So every sale you get X.
Right.
When you structure solely around that, in the beginning it's good, but then there has to come a time where there's a baseline to say, we now reset things, because beyond that point, it's suicide. It becomes very expensive, and I think you at that point.
Yeah, taking half the business,
which is crazy. Yeah. So a couple of quick fixes. One is you've got,
and I've still got operational expenses on top. of that.
Yeah, of course. So quickly, firstly, every industry is different, but I can just give you from my experience some stuff. How I would structure it is I would give a bit of a base pay and commission. Why? That would allow me, you now have set amount of business, right? So you can predict more or less what a guy can potentially earn. So it keeps your team more stable because he's not all the time, he's not totally exposed to commission. And in lieu of that, you can reduce the percentage of commission. So that's one thing you could do. Another thing you should do is you cannot pay for every single sale. You can, but he has to earn it. So for example, if you said they missed their target, but how much they missed their target?
About like 15%.
50?
So I had a law.
Oh my God.
So I had a law, 80%. If you hit 80% of target, you then eligible to earn your commission.
So they hit 25%.
If you miss, if you don't hit 80% of target,
your commission doesn't even kick in.
Your commission doesn't kick in.
Yeah.
The moment you hit that threshold,
you're eligible.
You're now eligible.
Yes, for all the sales.
For all the sales.
But the target also should be realistic too, right?
Yeah, no, of course.
The target should be realistic.
No,
something that the resources should be there to achieve that target.
Yeah, my target was actually 10% below industry standard.
Below industry standard? Then you've got a problem.
I fired them all. I actually dismissed them 4 days ago.
Okay. No, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So put a target in place, put some sort of base pay, and see, it's incentives or commissions generally, and I think they're very generous. I mean, some of them we can chat offline, but 30% to be paying in total is honest.
That's
a
lot.
Crazy, huh?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And you have operational cost, like a lot of operational costs we see because we get the services cave members, right? Alhamdulillah, this is like this every week there's something amazing and it's 5-star. It's not free, right? It's free for us. We're not paying anything extra, but I mean, so it's crazy.
Sheikh, then commissions is only for the guy to do for his activity. But sales manager obviously should not be commission driven on every sale, or he cannot get 5% on every sale.
That's too much.
He needs to be targeted, or his metrics should be has the sales team met their target? So you are looking after 5 sales reps, call them, right? So 80% of the region's target, or of what you're in charge of, has to be met before you kick in, and then whatever percent you want to give. And then the company, the sales manager is now a much more senior guy, so he cannot be treated the same as a rep. So something about the company, he needs to be targeted on, because anyone can sell for free. So sales manager should be disciplined to be selling at a profit. So now, if that's a case, my case, it was a case price because I didn't want to give my GP. But you could use... yours is pretty sticker. You have a value. So if they over discount, they should be penalized for that. Right. So average sale price of X has to kick in. Otherwise, you get a, there's some deduction in things like that.
This is key. This is key for the manager.
Very interesting.
There has to be
even for you, you don't have to give people your GP, but you can incentivize
GP
your
meaning?
Gross profit.
Gross profit. Okay.
Yeah.
You can target your guys at an average price per square foot.
Right.
So if they don't achieve that, guys, I mean, come on.
Yes, of course.
What are we doing here?
So you have to give them, I think we call it average order value.
Average order value, yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. So if they don't hit, so the sales manager should be targeted on that because he needs to educate, and otherwise, Sheikh, they're just going to come to you for discounts.
So our thing isn't discounts. I mean, look, we don't accept anyone who doesn't make a complete payment anyway.
Full, right.
But generally speaking, the high ticket space, discounts don't really happen much. What happens is we'll split the payment up.
Okay.
Instead of 2 months, 3 months. Instead of 3 months.
So then target him on cash collected.
Cash collected, okay.
Yeah.
So
and
then
is there a
target the sales
markup if
manager.
they split the payment?
Sorry?
Is there a markup if they split the payment?
As in, is the money, is there more?
Yeah.
Is the fee more?
Some people might do that, yeah.
No.
Do you guys charge more for the fee?
No, for us, they have to pay up front.
If it's divided in 4 months, is it extra?
No, it's never like that. It's just I'm taking money out of crypto, so they'll give a deposit now and pay the rest next week. You can't really be in the cave if you can't afford it, right?
Yeah.
so it's like so that's not really an issue for us. The installment thing's not an issue for us, alhamdulillah. Maybe like the odd 1 or 2, but
I think target on average order value and cash collected.
cash collected, okay. Interesting.
I think more
and he
profound
has
was the
to
sales
earn
manager.
from the team.
Yeah?
Sorry, Sheikh, go ahead.
So then that's only commissions. Then you should have incentives for your sales team. Sales team, Sheikh, it takes a special talent to be a salesman. It's got to be a bit loony. I qualify myself as a salesman. Got to be a bit nuts in the head to get into sales at some point. Honestly.
You have to do things out of the ordinary to catch attention because there's so much in the space. So you have to really stand out.
So they work a bit differently. So you need to incentivize them accordingly. So to do their job, they're getting commission. All right, because that's their salary, it's in essence.
Yep. Yeah.
And then there should be some overarching, based on company-wide goals, some incentive. And that's where the rest of the team should also come in, what you mentioned earlier. Because then you'd have the fulfillment guy coming to the sales guy and say, you know what, I got a friend, you know what, close him. You'd have everyone now.
Yep. Everybody's working towards.
Everyone's working
company,
towards the company thing. You'd find it a lot.
Yeah. We discussed that. You're right. We discussed it a few weeks ago. Yeah.
So what a lot of people just do is commissions and that's it. But commissions is for the guy. Commissions is guy's salary.
Correct.
I think the reason why they do that is because like the high ticket space, is so competitive. There's only a few like good offers.
So if you put in incentives, Sheikh, for example, here's a Rolex for grabs this next quarter, or
stuff like that. Okay. Not necessarily financial incentives.
Hit the leaderboard, and there's an Umrah
beyond basically their job description.
And
that's a lot less than commissions.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
100%. No. We're not asking you to pay an arm and a leg. 1% of company turnover.
Because you know what it is? Because the thing that blew my mind was that I was like, because obviously.
Certificates can work as well.
Certificates as well, yeah. Just a pat on the back.
What's the bottleneck though?
Have you analyzed what the bottleneck is?
What is the bottleneck?
So I've taken on sales manager role myself to identify the bottleneck. I've taken it on myself. I realized, so I'll tell you an issue that I have, yeah.
But that's a lot of load on you, huh?
You know what it is, bro? It's necessary.
I realized. That's what I told him, bro.
Yeah.
You got this.
It's like you know what it is.
Gotta get in the trenches.
I mean, listen. It
really impacted me. He told me this thing about you a couple of days ago.
What?
And I think it actually impacted my decision to take this on.
About me?
Yeah.
What?
He said Mohamed is the trifecta.
Trifecta, yeah.
Trifecta. You can do this. You can do this. I was like, you're right. There's things in the company that I can't do.
Yeah.
Why is that the case?
Yeah, sure. You have to be able to do everything.
I should be able to go and do I should be able to go jump on a sales call, close the deal now.
Yep.
I should be able to go
love
and
it.
run
That's my policy also.
So that's why I decided to. I actually even decided to take the sales course. I actually am even doing the setting. You know why? Because I realized to bring someone on to fix the system, it's not going to work because they don't understand it the way I understand it. Do you know what I'm saying? So right now, like for a month or two, I'm gonna just do the dirt, man.
I fully 100% agree with you and with him.
Shadow the guy.
Yeah,
shadow the
exactly.
setter,
I was,
but then I just fired them.
No. But I'll go a little bit further. I'll go a little bit further.
You may be excellent at execution, but then you won't understand the nuance of managing the guy and how to motivate that.
I am going to start
shadow.
I am going to start bringing them back in. But what I just wanted to. Okay, so sales guys. You know what they do to you when what I noticed, what my guys were doing to me is annoying. Yeah, not all of them, by the way. Some of them were great guys. They were all great guys. I have nothing bad against them. I have still good relationship with all of them. But I'll tell you what happened. Yeah, they were treating me like a prospect when I was evaluating them. They were objection handling me. Do you know what I'm saying? So
what do you mean? Like,
as in, I'm like, yo, what's going on? The numbers. I know what's going. Like, there's an objection.
No,
so I'm giving an objection. You've handled it like as if on a sales call. Do you know what I'm saying? So like when a prospect gives you an objection, you just explain it away. So then it got to a point I was like, bro, you're objection handling me, So in order to understand what the problem was, because they couldn't diagnose the problem, I said I have to do it myself. I'm just doing it temporarily. It's just
binary.
That's a key word. And I was just gonna ask Brother Sam if he agrees with me. I fully agree with your recommendation, but do you agree that it has to be temporary?
Yeah, to the first
step 1 to go to step 2.
Exactly. Just to understand the full process and then document 100%. Exactly 100%. How it should be.
First of Ramadan, I'm gone.
Okay, there you go.
100%.
Just do the first of Ramadan. I said, you know what? It's a problem. And I do this, I'll be honest with you. I run away from some things that I don't want to do. So I felt like this was the sales was like the thing that was bugging me.
Yeah.
And I don't like to close people. I feel guilty taking people's money.
Yeah.
I genuinely do.
2 things I'll mention, Sheikh, just to add, because I know some
people's money.
Some more context I know. This was number 1, Sheikh, this was the first time with this Majan project that we actually asked people like raising capital online.
Yeah.
Right? Strangers, pretty much, because all my entire life since 2013, these are friends, family, their referrals, their recommendations, friends, family. That's how we grew. This is the first time we're going to talk to strangers. So what did I do, Sheikh? And as you know, like all the sales calls, Sheikh, I personally took every single one of them. The reason is this is something new that I don't know. Exactly. If I put a sales guy, he will make excuses that I have no idea about.
Yeah, that was my point.
Yeah, because I'm a closer. I'm a great closer. I'm a great salesman. But with investors that I know already. There's some reputation already established, right?
Yes.
But these are complete strangers that have never met me, and we're asking them to give us money.
It's very high ticket.
Yeah, and
super high ticket.
We're telling them 100K USD minimum.
So obviously,
and I don't know you.
They don't want to talk to some guy that graduated yesterday.
Yes, bro. So I wanted to, and then we documented everything. What are the possible objections? Now, inshallah, on the second one, we're transferring that knowledge over, but I needed to have full pulse on the market. So that's point number 1. Point number 2, Sheikh, because Sheikh already mentioned, I think, on the remuneration, everything. There's nothing really more productive to add. But one thing I'll add is what's also important beyond the incentives and everything is, I think, company culture, right, Sheikh? Because they have to be actually sold themselves into the company's vision.
1,000%.
Like, okay, this is Constantinople. These walls were never broken into before, but we're going to be the ones breaking them in. Now, I can say that to my remote soldiers in Vienna and Australia and Hungary. I have to be the one in the battlefield, and my soldiers are in front of me, and we tell them, Bismillah, we're going to break this wall this time.
So this is another thing, right? This is another reason why the guys were dismissed. Is because of, you guys mentioned this in the last episode, and specifically you said.
We're getting a lot of slack on that. I posted as a short on my channel.
Which one?
About the remote work.
They're
bashing
both all the lazy buggers want to sit at home and do nothing.
We're going to cut that again.
Wait, they're bashing me? I didn't even...
You and Brother Ebrahim, like, I cannot believe,
you diagnosed him, and when you said it's all...
Listen, can I troll these guys? Wallah, I want to comment back.
So you definitely can. The guys are not committed. So I remember I went to Abu Bakr, he was like, bro, I'm so confused. What's the issue? And I said, nah, bro, it's because they're not committed, bro. That's the issue. Like, they're all part-time.
They're all part-time.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm going to go back tonight.
Thing, I got something for you, but the objection handling, that is nonsense, Sheikh.
No, it's not intentional. It's just...
No, for me, it's binary. They cannot object. You either did this or you did... maybe you can bleep this. You cannot be half pregnant, right?
No, but you know what they do, Sheikh? They'll pull a number out, but this number is like 20% higher than it was last month. And I'm like, But I'm looking
you
at
either did this or you didn't. If you did, we all agreed as a team, this is the number we're chasing. Did you or not?
You either won or
it's a binary thing.
Yeah.
Don't get sucked into explanations. Salesman will give you the sweetest of stories. You'll end up taking money out of your pocket and giving and paying them.
I did.
That's it. No ways.
Okay, let's move on. So we're going to talk about personal brands, right? We're going to talk about personal brands because everyone is building a personal brand now.
Trying to. I haven't figured it out yet.
Okay, look.
That's something you can teach me.
Yeah, no, of course we can definitely go in, inshallah. So look, first thing is first, right? Before we talk about personal brands, let's talk about platforms to build your personal brands on. So you shared this beautiful graphic with us, Mohamed.
Yeah.
It was yourself,
I
right?
share a lot of stuff. I'm sorry. By the way, I have to apologize to all of you guys if I spam you with stuff.
Bro, it's so valuable.
Because I
Not at all.
I only share the things that I find very interesting.
Yeah, bro, you know, we jump on the phone. We're like, did you see that graphic?
Yeah, we offline talk about it.
Okay, good.
So look,
I'm happy that you guys are not.
Do you want to explain the graphic? Do you want to explain it? Go on. Explain it. Just pass it around to the brother so they can see, but you explain it to us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This one, yeah, I remember this. Yeah,
it's like I sent so many.
Yeah, I said so many things, but I remember. I remember this, and I'll tell you exactly why. And I know it for a fact. The creator. So basically, this is a creator trust levels by platform.
They can see it on screen. They can see it.
Right. YouTube number one, 87%. Why? Because YouTube is the hardest and the most difficult platform to grow on. But if you break through in YouTube, all of your followers will transcend into every other platform. YouTube is a long game. And if you notice, all the big YouTube players have been on it for years.
Decade.
And YouTube is one of the only platforms that rewards for retention. Not clicks, retention. So they want you to stay on the platform as long as possible. Yeah. So the amount of work and the amount of attention and script writing and editing and all of those things that have to go into whatever you post and to keep these people retained on YouTube is a lot of work. So obviously, all of that transforms into trust, right? Because people will see that, okay, you've actually really done the work. So YouTube, if you can break there, it's because it's the hardest, it's the most trusted. And as I told you, if you look at all the people that have millions of followers on YouTube, will undoubtedly have millions of followers everywhere else. And the opposite is not true.
It's not true. You know, that's very deep.
The opposite is not true.
That's very deep.
Yes, and I
never considered that.
Yeah, and that's really something for people to take. The opposite is not true. If you notice, you could be the most popular guy on Instagram, but you're a loser on YouTube because people on YouTube don't consume that short form content the same way they do Instagram. YouTube is a lot more sophisticated.
Can I just say, it's actually not that hard. It's not as hard as people might think to blow on YouTube, right? Because if you judge it based on the amount of views and subscribers, then yeah, it's hard, right? But in terms of because we're business owners,
actual conversion,
conversions, it's actually not hard. So Sam, your videos don't get many views, right?
No. 1,000 to 1,200 long form.
So there was a time I remember it was getting less than 1,000.
Yeah, 300, 400.
A lot better.
But even 300, 400 videos would bring in 2 or 3 leads, and 60-70% would convert 100K USD each. So $200,000 investment out of 400 views.
So
think about it.
It's amazing.
And for doing it for I think just less than a year.
Just a little over a year now.
No.
At that time,
so up until September, just less than a year, and you had raised about 6 million.
Yes, USD.
USD,
just from YouTube leads.
And there's the odd few that get over 1,000. Most of them got less than 1,000. So you know why that is? Is because, as you said, trust. Think about it, right? If you have a video that goes viral on TikTok, it gets 2 million views. This is a 1 minute video. People think that's amazing, bro. That's 1 minute of someone's 24 hours. Do you think that guy cares? Now, imagine a 1 hour video.
Exactly.
Right? That got 100 views.
The one we did, 48 minutes.
48 minutes, right?
Yes. All were like actual engagement was real engagement.
Right. The one me and you?
Yes.
Oh, that had a lot of views actually. Yes. And you saw the comments.
Yes, so let's say it got 500 views, right? Let's say you got 500, which is like super low, right? Like
compared to YouTube standard.
You have to be stupid to not get 500 views nowadays. That's how easy it is to get 500 views. And let's just say 20% of the people watched it all the way to the end, right? Which is like what? 100 people. And imagine that happens every week. Now, one, the algorithm is so good, it's literally putting your video in front of the people that are most likely to watch your stuff and buy. Does that make sense? So every single week for 48 minutes or for an hour or for 2 hours, like this podcast, 2 hours, 100 people are coming in and watching you that are qualified leads based on YouTube, Google's data. Yeah, Google's data. Bro, and they're going to stay with you for an hour every week, week in, week out.
Can I also add another really important point is that most people...
So go ahead. That can't compare with the guy who gets 2 million views and only takes 30 seconds of your life. And do you understand? That's the point.
That to
I
continue.
feel very stupid now.
Yeah.
No, but you're smart. You're here. He was very smart.
I don't even think I got 10 views after my first video. I got
on YouTube. Really?
To emphasize this point.
You're big on this channel. Check the comments.
Some of them.
But basically to emphasize on this point, because I didn't want to forget what I wanted to say. It's so important to understand that YouTube is a forever platform.
Yes.
Right? Timeless. So that means it's timeless. So that means the content can generate views even if it's 1 year old.
Yeah.
TikTok doesn't work like that.
This is so powerful.
Instagram doesn't work like that. People forget that. So basically, you could be posting something a year ago, right, on you, and it's still basically on the algorithm as if it was posted a month ago or 2 months ago. No, TikTok algorithm, khalas, it's just that's it. It's a year behind. It's not gonna go. It's not gonna get views again. Like it's just very.
You want to hear something? You want to hear something shocking? There was a video I released in 2017.
Okay.
From 2017 till now, almost every single month, it's been in the top 10.
There you go.
Seriously, Sheikh.
There you go.
Wow.
And you know who I heard this from? From one of the YouTube executives here when I went to the 1 billion followers summit. Obviously, I knew this, but he reinforced it.
Yeah. Allah barik. طيب, so look, so YouTube, and by the way, it's like 2x TikTok, huh?
No, it's TikTok is actually the second to, it's one before the last. So I'll say why. I mean, the second one is Reddit, because Reddit's all for nerds, and nerds tend to be trusted. Sorry, no offense to the nerds, but you know, they're nerds. Anyway, they know it about themselves. They say that we're all the nerds, we all go to Reddit because it's very sophisticated, very quirky, very unique type of individuals. Could be weird, but you know, for the most part, they're okay.
There's some weird stuff on there.
Yeah, exactly.
So look, the reason why we're talking about trust, guys, right? And the reason why the graphic mentions the most trusted platform, or the platform that generates the most trust, is because when a transaction happens, it's based on what?
Trust.
It's based on trust.
Exactly. So
from a marketing perspective, if you have two things people will buy: value, trust. That's it. It's either there's not enough value and they trust you, or you're presenting value. Hey, I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's going to be this many returns, but there's no trust. So YouTube helps to develop and generate trust. And there was a study that Google put out many years ago. It's called the 7-4-11. Yeah, 7-4-11. So basically by the way, guys, you understand, Google is the biggest advertising platform in the world. There's no advertising platform bigger than Google. They've got, if not the most, they've got like the most data, or one of the most data, man. So these guys are on different levels. So based on all of their touch points, they concluded that if someone buys from you, it's going to be after 7 hours of coming into contact with your content. 7 hours.
Well, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I never, 7. So after 7 hours, they'll come.
No, 7 hours they'll convert. They'll buy. 4 different platforms. So it could be your YouTube channel, could be your email, could be your funnel, could be your VSL, could be your Instagram, could be your TikTok, could be your Reddit, could be whatever, your newsletter. 4 different platforms, right?
Okay.
So they have to see it in 4 different places. 11 times. So
11 times, 4 platforms, 7 hours.
That 7 hours has to be divided up into 11 times. That's like the most optimal. So what we do is when you market someone or you advertise to someone, you are trying to get them, when they come into contact with you, you should be thinking about how can I retain them to the 7th hour. Does that make sense? That's why long form podcasts work so well.
Right.
If someone makes a podcast on a particular topic, they become the authority and inshallah the most trusted person on that particular thing.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So this is definitely like it is the long game. It's also unpredictable. You know, you get leads some days you don't get leads, but it compounds. And 5, 10, 15 years from now, the dividends that it pays is on a different level, man.
I'm going to add one last point also. And this graph that I shared and all the points that you brothers have mentioned is also the perfect embodiment of the 80-20 principle. And exactly what Brother Sam said is that 20% of your customers bring 80% of the value, right? So TikTok is actually the last. Why? Because TikTok is all Gen Z and lower. So even if you have millions of followers, these are not really going to convert into something, into a high ticket sale. But as he said, 400, 500 views, 600 views, they saw, they believed you, they trusted you. That converted into what? A few $100,000.
But it's
so imagine.
Is it important
few $1 million?
Few $1 million. But I'm saying from the few ones that...
But it's important to mention, right? A big distinction here. We're talking about in the context of building personal brands. TikTok, I don't know, but I've heard, is amazing when it comes to e-com. Because of TikTok Shop and everything.
Yeah, because they're small...
So I'm saying, just so you know, when I'm not saying TikTok is bad for every business. I'm just saying if you want to... We're talking strictly, or at least
personal brands.
Personal brand. If you want to build a personal brand, right? Which, in my humble opinion, is for me, it's been my biggest asset, right?
Alhamdulillah.
For example, like there are guys that I only know because I have a podcast. That's like they would not give me the time of day, but I have a seat where I can help them distribute their message. Right. So that has allowed me with Allah's fadl to just gain so much. So I highly encourage it to our audience, and especially people that are successful, man, like that, like Allah Barik, exit, mashallah, tabarakallah, big stuff. Mughal, mashallah. I'm saying you guys, like, as in, I wish that more Muslims that have this type of experience and credentials would actually come out and build their own personal brands, man.
Yeah.
Because we have so much talent amongst ourselves.
We should.
So the plan is, inshallah, I agree with you, Sheikh, the personal brand. I have not taken it very seriously.
Sheikh, one suggestion for you.
This year, I want to.
One suggestion for you, if you allow me. It's an unsolicited suggestion.
No, I'm useless.
Yes, no, Sheikh. I think you start answering business questions just on your YouTube. Wallahi, like, it will be so beneficial, Sheikh.
Yeah.
Forget about the views. Yeah. Just do it. Literally, it's hard to. Literally, for the sake of Allah, you want to help the Muslim entrepreneurs who are lost and confused.
You know the most common.
Wallahi, he's actually so right. I used to have this show called Nasir Session. People would email me like their social, religious problems, and each episode was like, I brought drugs from my sister, like, or
crazy,
right? Crazy stuff.
Jinn raped me last
night. Like that type of stuff, like real stuff.
Seriously, bro.
People send you very specific things, but the advice is always general. So someone's gonna email you, hey, listen, I have a remuneration issue. Basically, it's consultancy, right? It's consultancy.
Yes.
And people watch the show because you paid money to get that type of insight. And Allah bet you very good. And you know what we could do? We can funnel those questions from this podcast. We can say, hey, anyone who wants...
the Cave Network.
From the Cave Network. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
so many platforms. Questions will come to you, Sheikh. There's no shortage of questions.
The most reoccurring...
commitment to answer them on camera.
I enjoy this, but me sitting in front of the camera, I was not very comfortable with it. I need to...
Just have someone conversate.
I need to put my head down.
The most reoccurring comment about you specifically is that you're able to take a complicated matter and simplify it.
Yeah, dumbify it. Yeah.
I'll try to avoid saying dumbify.
I said that earlier.
But I was just saying simplify because people and they said the same. They said the same thing about Sam, but it was more common with you because I think maybe we were more involved in many different verticals and businesses, so you're able to. You've seen it all. Those gray hairs didn't come out of nothing. The ones that you have here.
No, it's full gray.
Literally, the DJI camera. Landscape DJI camera. You don't even need a cameraman.
Sure. Can I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
I've got a full-time videographer who sits there and does nothing.
Oh, man.
Because he's supposed to be. We're supposed to be recording.
Yeah.
Every day he comes to me and I say,
I have an awesome solution for you. I have an awesome solution.
The guy, the videographer, what's he like? Is he energetic? Is he upbeat?
Yeah, he's decent.
Because, you know, when it comes to personal brand, yeah, a guy who's just making content, like knowledge-based stuff, is one of the most boring jobs for a cameraman. But if you can find a guy when he's behind the camera is doing this as you're talking.
Yeah, that's what Mohamed was mentioning. Yeah. Just giving expressions.
Like the biggest asset is a guy who just is like,
you need a hype man.
Yeah, he's behind you doing this.
Yeah, Hersey is really good, my cameraman.
Even Sufyan used to be like that, man.
Yeah, I think he trained Hersey.
Yes.
Hersey's like,
I
see him doing that when I'm turning the camera. He gives me like, really? Was that good?
I've had guys in the back, that just they put the camera on and go on their phone, and it's like, you know, but the guy behind you's like, what time? And sometimes they're like, stop, say it again, it wasn't clear.
Yeah, Hersey does that.
No, this guy does that to me.
Yeah, literally, I asked Hersey.
You need to fix it. Ask him. So I will actually put him off from doing that. You're not going to become the next Yash Raj or something.
No, wait.
Just
I have a middle solution for you. I have middle. So, for example, if your videographer is there, and don't speak directly to the camera, because sometimes that can make you a little bit uncomfortable. Talk as if you're talking to someone, but that someone is not there.
Like on the side, like camera
on the side. So the camera is here and you're talking to someone, but just put a head of someone. I don't know. Just put So
you're
basically,
not conscious enough the camera is there.
Exactly. So you're not talking directly to the camera. You're talking to some invisible person. I think 50% of the anxiety.
I wasn't not taking it seriously. I will now. I've got to get down to it.
There's one other hack. It actually makes a massive difference. Is when you're on a camera, when you're speaking to the camera, one of the reasons why it feels weird is because you're literally just talking to yourself, right?
Exactly.
So what you do is when you give like a public talk or a presentation and you speak to a crowd, you'll always talk louder.
Yes.
You'll always project your voice. It's important when you talk to the camera to not talk as if you're talking and having a conversation with someone. Always talk as if you're giving a speech or a presentation.
You never gave me that suggestion? I told you many times. Like I hate talking to the camera.
I never gave it. I'm pretty sure at the beginning.
But now, man,
it's like my staple.
Now. You're so comfortable with it now.
So what that does is it kind of gets you activated a bit, right? It's like so. For example, instead of "Hey, assalamu alaikum guys," no, "Assalamu alaikum guys." Today we're going to be discussing this. It seems weird, but on camera it's normal. It's normal. If you look all content creators. I like that.
A very, very famous social media influencer told me the same exact thing. Told me everything you do on camera has to be 2 times amplified.
Yeah.
2 times amplified.
You must have heard it from me.
Because it's, like millions of followers.
Alhamdulillah.
He's like, nah, brother. Okay, look, on that note, guys, if there is anyone who's watching who's an absolute master at thumbnails, hiring. Please find me somehow, okay? But not one of the kids that's like using AI. I'm talking about someone who's actually done it, being there, beast.
People contact you, Sheikh. How do they really contact you? Because I see always in the comment, I'm this, I'm that. How do they reach out actually?
Okay,
so like an email.
Okay, so if someone's going to reach out,
DM, email,
LinkedIn. No, I don't look at any of that stuff.
How do they reach out?
That's for them to work out.
Oh,
and there's people that do that. There's people
break the wall. Basically.
Yeah.
Push through the wall.
Every single person that is close to me in my life, they didn't just walk in.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, there's been friction.
Good about myself.
Yeah, no, alhamdulillah. There's been friction. Every guy. When I look back at all the brothers that
playing hard to get, huh?
Yeah. No, I'm like, this is not a guy I just met at football and basketball, we became friends. No. There was friction between this relationship even being possible. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to do something interesting. There's brothers that do that, man.
Earn your stripes.
There was one brother that did something cool. Basically, he made a video for me once on Instagram where he edited some of our videos, and it was just so funny and it was so interesting. I laughed and I smiled along about it, and I was like, this guy got the closest to a response from me. But I didn't respond to him.
Wow.
Yeah. He made a video. It was so nice. I was like, you got to do something different, bro. Yeah. Like, pull up.
Yeah.
Pull up. But don't pull up if you're bad. Because you could pull up.
You'll be blocked if you're bad.
Yeah, but then if you don't have anything to offer.
There was one guy that got in touch with me, actually, subhanAllah, on Instagram. He has like a short-term rental business. Numbers seemed really good at Alarm Badik. He's looking for investors. So I thought maybe this is something you could present to the brothers in the cave, like an investment opportunity. So I was like, I actually gave my number on Instagram. He saw my message and didn't respond. He responded to me 2 weeks late. He responded to me literally the other day. And I was like, I'm not going to respond to you now.
You're not hungry enough.
Yeah, other things. No, not just that. I was like, other things happened.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, no. Anyways, I think this has been very educational, man. I really learned a lot from you guys in terms of the real estate space. I think audience definitely learned a lot. I actually don't think I've ever come across a video like that before.
Which video?
Like what we discussed on the real estate. I mean, partly because hardly anyone offers these type of things in the first place, right? Like this type of developer type of knowledge, like it's just.
Sheikh, can we take 5 minutes and mention the credit card thing? So the topic will be done.
If you have the time, yeah.
Like 5-7 minutes.
Of course, let's go in then, inshallah. Let's go. Yeah. Interest rates, credit card.
You've seen the time, right?
Powell.
Yes, 8:24. We'll finish it up.
Sam is itching. He loves this stuff.
Yeah,
I noticed. He likes.
This is like itching.
Yeah.
He brought it into the child my buy as well. I'm betting.
Oh yeah, I just found a way to bring it in.
It was like,
oh damn! This guy will stop at nothing. Huh? See, this guy is a real salesman. He's like, listen, I'm gonna get my point in.
The last
whether you like it or not.
The last episode was 2 hours. He spoke for 7 minutes.
I brought somehow,
but he brought it in. Go on. Interest rates.
Oh, subhanAllah, Sheikh. Actually, the persistence that you mentioned, I did something, it might be, now that I think about it, it's very corny. But I did it when I was like 21, 22 years old. I was trying to get in front of an investor, right? Yeah. So he was like cold. Somebody introduced me to him at an event. And you know how these big investors, mashallah, now I understand. That time I was like 21-year-old. It's like, oh, mashallah, you're a young man. Yes, we'll always support you, whatever you need. You know how they are like, kalam, you know, like he's saying, no? Kalam. Yeah, he actually exchanged numbers with me. I was ecstatic. Like, bro, this guy's going to drop in like millions of dollars in Detroit, you know? I was very excited because he showed me the hope. But I understand now this is how things are. So I kept following up. No response. Like ghost, completely like as if we never met. As if it never happened that he told me, yeah, we'll help you. We support and we do this to young guys, this and that. Then I mailed him a shoe. Not a pair. Just one shoe. And I put a note, handwritten note, something to the line of, I got my 1 foot in. I would be ever so appreciative if you allow me to get my other foot in.
Oh, wow.
You know, and he responded, bro. So sometimes you just have to get creative. If you want something from Brother Imran, maybe something, you know, you have to.
Should I tell you what Umar did, Muslim PT?
No. So, I mean, you tell me, Sheikh, I don't know.
Okay, I'll tell you. I've been anti-PTs and like bodybuilding. We even created a whole drama online because of it, right?
Yes.
Because I was just doing like the MMA thing and so on and so forth. So I used to train with him. Okay. So he was trying to get me back as a client, right? Despite this big social media fiasco and whatnot. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, like the whole
bodybuilding versus MMA. I heard, Sheikh. Yeah.
Right. So you know what he did? Well, a package gets delivered to my house. Package. Yeah. And I'm at home, by the way, alone.
Yeah.
I'm a very paranoid guy. If someone knocks on my door at like 8 p.m., I'm like, what the hell? Who's pulling up at my door, bro?
Take out the gun, the shotgun. Yeah, it's like, who's here?
So, now, and the box looks shady. It looks shady.
So who delivered? Kareem?
It's a guy that looks like he's a builder.
Seriously? Oh, okay. So he sent his guy, his boy.
I don't know who he is. I'm thinking I don't know who he is. But the guy brings me a box, yeah. And he goes, it's a package for you. I'm thinking, is there anthrax in the box, bruv? Man, I'm not going to open a package. You open a package. Yes. Who's it from? And then he goes, Umar Kareem. So he mentioned the guy. He wasn't supposed to, but he let me know. So I was like, Umar. Now I'm thinking, is Umar trying to kill me?
Yeah, because I fired him as a PTR. No, it didn't work with him.
Yeah, as in because of the whole social media drama. Is there anthrax? Well, like, I'm very paranoid. I could be sitting around someone I'm close with thinking, is he trying to set me up? Like, it's very unhealthy. So I opened the box slowly and I see a packet of cheese and onion crisps. Right? My favorite flavor. And I put it on my Instagram story just a few days ago because I was in the UK and I was like, guys, the only thing I miss about the UK is these crisps. What you guys call chips.
Okay.
And it was a note like, you could have it one last time before we get into the gym.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
MashaAllah. That's what I'm talking about.
And I said, brother, not only am I getting back in the gym, I'm going to make you an affiliate partner, inshallah.
Allah barik, Sheikh. May Allah bless him. You see, young men like that, Sheikh, motivate me so much that there's hope. There's still hope left for the ummah. Seriously, Sheikh. MashaAllah.
You need to have that grit. You need to have that hunger. If you're not hungry, the other day, like we were saying, like I made a comment as like, listen, if the door's closed, you got to come in from the window.
You mentioned
if the window is closed, you got to come in from the ceiling. You cannot take no for an answer.
He mentioned it to his in-laws.
Yeah. I did.
Whoa.
But clearly, it worked. And he was there. He was like, there. He's like, looking, I like that.
He first looked 4 or 5 seconds of blank stare. I like that.
Didn't know. He was trying to work hard. Did he do that to me?
What did he just say? Was there double meaning? What are you talking about?
Yes. Yeah, that's true, actually. I left that part out, but Brother Sam had to mention it. It was just, it's good. There you go. I mean, listen, it's the most important transaction,
100%.
right? Who you're going to marry.
100%.
So if you're willing to do that to the person that you're going to marry, imagine your business, which is your livelihood. You're not going to do that and more.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know what?
I don't think the in-laws would appreciate you coming through the window, though.
I mean, if it's halal window, if it's in the halal, and غض النظر, then I think it's fine. It's like, I'm here.
No, but it's important, man. You have to basically, it just comes down to having that defeatist mentality. Like I was speaking to Abu Bakr about this a couple months ago. I don't ever want to hear the word I can't.
Yeah,
that's the whole point of the podcast, Chef.
Yes, bruv, go and find a way, bruv. Like, work something if you have to, bro. But don't say I can't.
What's the worst that can happen? Really, what's the worst that can happen?
There's a way. It just depends about the hunger in your belly.
Rejection. That's it.
Yeah.
How? I mean, so what?
Yeah. God, interest rates.
So Ryan's okay. You carry on because this will never end.
Yes.
I know you have stories.
No.
I know you have stories.
No, Sheikh, real quick on the interesting that's happening in the US. Donald Trump has proposed to cap the interest rate for credit card payments to 10%.
Okay.
Quickly, I just want to share my reflection on a macro level, micro level, and Donald Trump level.
Okay. Oh, wow.
So macro level, Sheikh, US credit card debts currently $1.2 trillion. And 40 to 50% of them are locked in at an APR, annual percentage rate, in short, interest rate of close to 30% a year.
That's freaking insane.
40 to 50%. Half of those $1.2 trillion debts are locked in at around 30%. Okay. Now, the US, Americans are not anymore leveraging, as they say, and we're going to come to it, like as a good debt credit card, I'm going to do something good with it. Let's say there's a Grant Cardone course for $25,000. I cannot afford it. I'm going to swipe the card because that's what Cardone teaches. Swipe the credit card, get the course, and you're going to make more than $25,000, right? They're not doing that anymore. It's not for like good debt. It's literally to buy groceries. It's literally to buy baby diapers and baby formula. It's crazy, right? Now, so that's macro level what's happening. Also on the macro level, who is benefiting the most? The JP Morgans, the Bank of Americans, the issuers of the credit card, right? Now, if you reduce the interest rate, cap it to 10%, what those guys will do is factor in the price for the risk. Meaning, if somebody's credit score is less than 640, which is considered below average in America, it doesn't make sense for them commercially. It's too risky to lend to these guys at less than 10% interest rate.
Yeah.
Before, they used to add premium to that risk by lending them at 25% at 30%, right? Now that that's not allowed, what are they going to do? Stop lending. Stop giving credit cards to people who are below average credit score. Now that leads us to micro, okay? On a micro level, individual level, Trump is trying to fix the symptom, not the cause, right? The cause is people are addicted to debt. People are addicted to living beyond their means, right? So if this person is not getting the credit card, what is he going to do? This person is going to go to BNPL, buy now, pay later solutions, because those don't get reported to credit agencies. If that doesn't work out, worse, they're going to go to loan sharks. Loan sharks are going to give them loan at 50% interest because it's not regulated. It's unregulated industry. Even worse, if they can get that, they'll get to crime. Because you're not solving the micro problem, the actual cause. Why are they in debt to begin with? As Muslims, we have to have this second level thinking. And I wanted to mention it to Sheikh Hamza, not to him, like in the discussion, that yes, some of us need to stay in the West to give da'wah, but I think da'wah has to go to the second level thinking now. Instead of coming out with lectures, is credit card haram or halal, right? We have to go to the second level.
What do you mean by second level thinking?
Second level thinking is, why get credit card?
Oh, okay.
Why get debt? We should be an example of Muslim community. We're debt-free community. We don't live on debt. Okay? So we have to go to that second level of thinking instead of just Okay, the thing is, okay, credit cards, do we get it? It's halal, haram. Beyond that, we have to start thinking, right? Now bringing it to Donald Trump. Okay, so why is Donald Trump? So he's basically, to understand a man, we have to look at his 5 friends. And if he doesn't have 5 friends, or if we don't know who are his 5 friends, we have to look at who was his mentor in his growing years or in his youth. So Donald Trump's mentor was Roy Cohn. Who's Roy Cohn? A ruthless lawyer in New York City that actually mentored Donald Trump, a young Donald Trump, when he was 24, 25, 26 years old. And Roy Cohn used to represent, if not all, most of the mafia mob bosses in New York City. Okay. And Roy Cohn taught Donald Trump 3 things. Number 1, always attack, never defend. Attack, 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 never defend. So if somebody accuses you of something, instead of defending that, attack.
Attack is the best form of defense.
Attack is the best form of defense, number 1. Okay. Number 2, admit nothing, deny everything. Okay. So you're accused of this, you're accused of that. Admit nothing ever. Okay. Deny everything. And number 3, always claim victory even when you're losing. So that explains, these 3 explain, it's the best economy ever. It's tremendous economy. The world is doing great. Everybody fears America. This happening, that happening. Because in his mind, he's so engrossed with these 3 policies.
Yeah. No, this is literally him, bro. When you watch
this is literally always claim victory, always attack, and deny everything. Never admit to anything, never apologize, never admit to anything, right? So for him and by the way, this same policy was issued or proposed by Bernie Sanders, who's a far left, what is it, socialist, communist, I don't know, right? It was everybody, all the Republicans are like, what is this? Doesn't make sense. Why is government interfering? But this goes to show that all isms are broken. Because in true capitalism, government is not supposed to come and interfere. Okay? Credit card companies want to charge 50%. True capitalism, let them charge 50%. If it's bad for you, you shouldn't take it. Because they're disclosing it. It's a regulated industry. It's like 50 pages of disclosures. There's no excuse. Oh, it's fine print. Well, upload it in ChatGPT. Now there's no excuse. And ask ChatGPT, okay, what are the pitfalls? What are the red flags in this contract I need to look at? ChatGPT will tell you, well, it's 30% interest that you need to pay, right? So there's no excuse, but you're actually signing it. Now you want government to come and basically save you. So where's the capitalism? Where's the invisible hand? So all of these things, it just goes to show, and what we started the show with Mr. Mohamed Alabar saying that the systems and everything is really broken. And like he said, the West is focused on election. So everything runs on these cycles. Now there's midterm election coming. So even if you cannot implement that 10% cap, just bringing that conversation to the table wins some votes. Like, oh, he cares about us, you know?
Populist move.
Yes, populist. Exactly. So this is all a facade. And the lesson we take as Muslims is basically literally live below our means. Don't try to buy something to impress someone that you don't like anyways to begin with. Seriously, if we follow what Prophet ﷺ taught us, and he sought refuge from debt, you know, it solves bigger problems that we're facing right now. And with this culture, because people are fatwa shopping, is credit card haram, halal, if I pay before, bro, this is how you fall in the trap. These are the wrong questions we're asking. We need to have second level thinking and go beyond that thinking. Is it halal, haram? Beyond that, is it good for me? Right? Don't try to halalify just because everybody's doing it. Yep.
Well, it's a very powerful point, man. Like even when it comes to like you know, the whole concept of debt, you know, like a loan.
Yes.
People don't realize in our Sharia, it's a sadaqah.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be used for businesses. It's not supposed to be used like for like luxury things. It's when someone's in need. Do you know what I'm saying? If like a business shouldn't be given a loan, they should be given an investment. The person, it should be a JV or something. That person's giving money, he should get something back. But then now there's going to be risk, you know? But the thing is, people just made the loan thing into a way to just kind of get by. Like Elon Musk is taking out loans to buy X. You know what I'm saying? What a joke. And you're the richest man on earth. Anyways, this
very interesting perspective. Yeah.
You add?
No, I've got nothing to add. But I think Sam put it very interestingly. My one query is comment. I agree, it's a populist thing because the invisible hand would never allow it, right?
Correct.
Correct. Yes.
They'd be out of business.
The actual invisible hand. The actual invisible hand.
Which we'll talk about in the next episode, inshallah.
Or maybe not even in the next, in the actual cave, Sheikh.
In the actual,
For these conversations, you gotta come in the cave.
We'll talk about it tomorrow in the farm.
Yeah, there you
farm,
go. In the farm.
Guys, with that said, may Allah bless you. There were some topics we didn't get to discuss. Inshallah, they'll get moved on to the next one. Fast advertising, that's still...
For like last 6 episodes.
Well, may Allah bless you guys. Make sure you engage with the ecosystems of our panel. May Allah bless you. May He love you and put barakah on what you guys do. Subhanak Allahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.